This audiobook is a non-profit fan adaptation of the web novel The Primitive Ancient Snake. All credit goes to the original author. If you're the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 701. Indeed, before we were really looking at the sky from a well. Many gods said with emotion. To be honest, they never knew that there was such a big gap in strength between themselves and the Lord of Chaos City. The scene that happened today really hit the pride deep in their hearts and shattered their self-esteem into pieces. They have been practicing hard for so long, but they can't even cope with the aftermath of the enemy's attack. Just one shock is enough to kill all the gods. What a terrifying power this is. It is simply beyond the capabilities of these gods. The category of imagination. The gap between them is like the gap between mortals and saints. Saints don't care at all what mortals think and do. They can be wiped out with a wave of their hands and are not worth mentioning. And chaos outside the universe, how big the extraterrestrial world is, they can't imagine it now and they can't touch it at all. Are there only these three terrifying extraterrestrial creatures in the extraterrestrial world? Even if you think about it with your knees, I also think that this is impossible. Naturally, there cannot be only these three creatures invading the chaotic universe in the extraterrestrial world. There must be more. There may even be terrifying existences that surpass those three extraterrestrial creatures. In short, they are still too weak. They're just frogs in a well looking at the sky. They have no idea how great the Lord of Chaos City is. But just now, the City Lord and the three extraterrestrial creatures suddenly disappeared. What happened? Who wins and who loses? A god couldn't help but ask. Just now, they saw with their own eyes that three extraterrestrial creatures finally broke through the door of eternal life and entered the chaotic universe. At that moment, they felt that they were cold and a disaster was imminent. But the next second Furukawa, he suddenly showed his power and made three extraterrestrial creatures disappear. Then the entire chaotic universe underwent earth-shaking changes. The series of changes was so fast that they were all a little overwhelmed. We don't know. That level of battle is simply beyond our reach, and now we have no idea what the outcome of that battle will be. The gods also shook their heads, having no way of knowing the outcome of that battle. To be honest, they also wanted to find out what happened in that battle, and they were extremely uneasy. It would be fine if the Lord of Chaos City won. They would still be alive. Chance. But if those three extraterrestrial creatures win, the entire chaotic universe will be destroyed. Boom. At this moment, a terrifying pressure came over Chaos City, and almost all the gods felt this familiar force, great, ancient, vast divine power. Lord, City Lord. The gods took a closer look and were ecstatic. They immediately saw a young Taoist appearing in front of them. The other person was obviously the Chaos City Lord. Although they didn't know what just happened, as long as the Chaos City Lord appeared here, it meant that the outcome of a war must be good. Everyone, this battle is far from over. The three extraterrestrial creatures are not dead. They are just temporarily sealed in the endless parallel time and space by me using the parallel world technique. Once they break free, they will definitely cause unimaginable disasters. It's not time to relax yet. Furukawa opened his mouth and told the specific information of this battle. He didn't hide anything. At his level, there is no need to hide anything. The art of parallel world. After hearing these contents, many gods glanced at each other and gasped in unison. They could all see the horrified look in each other's eyes. What kind of magical power is this? It is simply unimaginable magical power. Under the attack, the entire chaotic universe was actually cut into countless parallel universes of time and space, both true and false. True or false, 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 true, 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 false, false. This is almost the highest state of illusion. In countless false among the parallel universes, only the six-path universe is real. And with such a supreme spell, even those three terrifying extraterrestrial creatures were sealed and lost in the endless parallel universe, unable to extricate themselves. To be honest, if they were hit by such a spell, I'm afraid they wouldn't even be able to struggle and would be lost in the eternal time and space. Of course, ants like them are probably not worthy of the lord of the city using such a supreme magical power. So, what should we do? The gods all looked at Furukawa. They knew that Furukawa suddenly appeared. He definitely didn't just say this to them, but had something more important to say to them. You are also smart. In order to cope with possible bad situations in the future, and also to promote the evolution of the 6 paths of reincarnation, I plan to start a war for the 6 paths of gods. Furukawa smiled slightly and looked at the gods. 6 paths of God? Hearing this, the gods were extremely confused. They didn't know exactly what this thing was. The so-called 6-path god position is the position of a god that was born naturally at the moment when the 6-path universe was formed. Furukawa explained, such a divine position is formed by the special power of the 6 paths of reincarnation. Once you obtain this divine position, it is equivalent to possessing a part of the power of the 6 paths of reincarnation. And once you have such power, your power will be enhanced to a level never seen in ancient times, and you'll even have combat power that rivals extraterrestrial creatures. What? As soon as these words came out, the gods were all shocked. They looked at each other. They were simply ecstatic. If you can get one of the 6 gods of reincarnation, wouldn't you be invincible? Realm. They know how terrifying the 3 extraterrestrial creatures were before. They are supreme beings that they can almost never reach in their entire lives. Quantity. But if you can win one of the 6 realms of reincarnation, you can activate the terrifying power of the 6 realms of reincarnation and possess unrivaled terrifying power. How terrible is this? Suddenly, all the gods were excited and excited. A great opportunity. This is undoubtedly an eternal opportunity. This is an opportunity given to them by the Lord of Chaos City to peek into the extreme realm of power. They must not miss it, otherwise they will regret it for the rest of their lives. In fact, Furukawa only learned about the emergence of these gods of 6 paths of reincarnation after the birth of the 6 paths universe, and it was also the natural birth of the 6 paths universe. Letting these gods assume the positions of gods is also a way to promote the evolution of the 6 paths of reincarnation. When the gods return to their positions, each performs his or her duties, and all the power is integrated into one. The 6 paths of reincarnation can grow to their peak. Therefore, the battle to become a god is inevitable. And this war of apotheosis will surely sweep across the entire 6 paths universe and countless sentient beings. All credit goes to the original author. If you're the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 702. Lord City Lord, I wonder how many divine positions there are this time? The eyes of a god emperor flickered. Many gods also pricked up their ears and paid full attention. After all, the number of gods is related to their own interests and the intensity of competition between them. There will be a god born in the 6 worlds of human world, heaven world, animal world, Azura world, hell world, evil ghost world, etc. There are 365 righteous gods in each world, and there are 129,600 gods. Hundreds of little gods. 1,296 million subordinate gods. Furukawa said calmly, the larger the divine position, the greater the power it can exert. The greater the power that can stimulate the 6 paths of reincarnation. It depends on how you fight for it, whether it is suitable for this sacred position. Hearing this, the eyes of the gods flickered, and immediately there was a trace of terrifying light. To be honest, the number of gods is too few. After all, there are more than 1 billion gods alone now, so rare. How to divide the divine positions enough? And there are only a few hundred of the top divine positions. Even the god emperor has to fight for it frantically. There is no doubt that whoever grabs a carrot and a pit will belong to whom. Once the battle of the gods begins, it must be the fight among the gods begins. Whoever can successfully become a god will take advantage of the future. This is an endless opportunity. Especially those reincarnated chaos demon gods, they are extremely excited in their hearts. There is no doubt that there is an endless opportunity for them to take the lead. If they can seize a six-path god, I am afraid they can surpass other gods in an instant, be promoted to a realm unprecedented in ancient times, and become extremely powerful gods. I wonder when the battle of the gods will begin? The gods couldn't help but ask. Some powerful gods couldn't wait, because they were so powerful that they would naturally take the lead, and other gods couldn't compete with them. But some weak gods became nervous, because according to their how can we compete with those god kings, god emperors, and even god emperors for our power? Don't worry, the power of the six paths of reincarnation still needs some time to grow, and it will take some time for you to prepare. When I come out of seclusion next time, that will be the beginning of the battle of the six paths to confer gods. Furukawa said calmly, because the six paths universe has just been born not long ago, all the times have not yet matured. Naturally, it is impossible to activate the six paths to confer gods. You need to wait for a while. After the six paths universe evolves to a certain level, the six paths to confer gods can be launched. Start. The reason why he is telling this now is to make the gods mentally prepared and not slack off. Yes. All the gods clenched their fists and were extremely excited. Although those powerful gods felt a little regretful, they were extremely confident. Even if they had to wait for a while, it would be a step first, step by step. Even if other gods were given more time to practice, they may not be able to catch up with them, but they have this confidence and power. Those weak gods are obviously extremely excited, because they just lack time. As long as they are given a certain amount of time, they will definitely be able to catch up with those ancient gods. Well, that's what happened. The so-called title is the title that the universe recognizes the strength of the Lord of the Universe, and then based on the power of the Lord of the Universe itself, and the name of God chanted by all living beings. For example, the Nar, the creation of all things exterminator, brain eater, etc. are the titles that were born from this. Their previous names are no longer known. Only their titles are spread throughout the cosmic sea and the entire continent of origin, and are sung by countless beings. True name produces endless power. The Lord of the Six Paths of Reincarnation. At this moment, Furukawa's eyes showed a frightening light. He sensed that the endless sentient beings in the entire chaotic universe, the endless followers of the primitive ancient snakes, and even the entire chaotic universe were instilled with huge mental power. This was his only one in the universe. See. Title: Lord of Six Paths of Reincarnation. The reason why such a title was born is undoubtedly because of the birth of six paths of reincarnation. This title represents the ultimate power of Furukawa and contains infinite power. Rumble. In this the moment the title appeared, the entire cosmic sea boiled, seeming to cause the origin of the cosmic sea to tremble. At this moment, there were all kinds of terrifying energies in the cosmic sea, such as the cosmic golden tribulation, the void storm, the turbulent flow of time, and the annihilating sky fire. Streams, void annihilation thunder, and other extremely terrifying energies are rushing towards the chaotic universe like thousands of troops at this moment, instilling it into the chaotic universe. And this kind of violent energy changes between the cosmic seas immediately attracted the attention of countless powerful beings in the cosmic sea and was sensed by almost all the beings swimming in the cosmic sea. Faced with such a violent change in the energy of the cosmic sea, not to mention the life under Hongmeng Saint was shocked. Even the elementary universe, the Lord of the Universe, the Lord of the Medium Universe, and the Lord of the High Universe were all shocked. Even many monsters in the cosmic sea, who were called Lords of the Universe, woke up. They could all sense the extremely amazing changes in the cosmic sea, as if they were a certain statue. Great life is being born, and a certain vast chaotic universe is being nurtured. What is going on? Why do such large energy fluctuations occur in the cosmic sea? A life swimming in the cosmic sea is extremely shocked. It has been walking in the cosmic sea for many epochs, but it has never seen such a large energy fluctuation. It seems that the entire cosmic sea is boiling. Generally speaking, the cosmic sea is vast and unchanging. After all, it is too vast, as if it is an eternal and boundless ocean of chaos. Nothing can shake it. The ordinary master of the universe may spend hundreds of millions of cosmic reincarnations, and it is impossible to exhaust it. The end of the cosmic sea. It's unclear, but it's certain that something unimaginable must have happened in the cosmic sea. Otherwise, how could such an earth-shattering change occur? Could it be that the remains of a certain cosmic sea have appeared? Or is there a war between some cosmic overlords? It's all possible. I really can't imagine what happened in the cosmic sea. To be honest, no matter what happens according to our strength, it is better not to pursue it, otherwise we will not know how to die. This is not a taboo that we can touch. Indeed, curiosity killed the cat. Without strength, even if the opportunity comes to us, we would not dare to take it. Otherwise, it will not be an opportunity, but a disaster. In short, we should avoid the center of the mutation as soon as possible. This is not an area we can touch. Many beings swimming in the cosmic sea are talking about it. They are self-aware that the cosmic sea is too big and contains endless secrets and endless dangers. If any danger appears, they will probably be wiped out. At this time, it is not a good thing to be curious. On the contrary, it is the way to death. But this is just the idea of weak beings. Some ancient beings in the cosmic sea immediately recognized why these changes occurred in the cosmic sea. It's interesting. After such a long time, has another being from the cosmic sea finally been promoted to the title of Lord of the Universe? This kind of movement is really bigger than imagined. There have been people who have been promoted to the title of Lord of the Universe before, but there has never been such a big movement. This proves that this person who has been promoted to the title of Lord of the Universe has unlimited life potential and has been recognized by the origin of the universe sea. Jia, it's interesting. It's really interesting. It seems that there will be another truly top cosmic overlord in the universe sea. Maybe we can make some friends. It would be a good thing to meet someone with unlimited potential who is called the Lord of the Universe. The distance is really too far. I'm afraid the other party will have already left before you can get there. Many ancient beings in the cosmic sea are talking about it. They know that this must be the movement caused by the promotion of the Lord of the Universe to the title of Lord of the Universe. Otherwise, it is impossible to cause changes in the original laws of the cosmic sea. However, things like this in the universe, occasionally there will be an appearance in the sea, and such a cosmic overlord will be born every once in a while. These ancient beings are accustomed to it, so it is not surprising. Has it actually been recognized by the original law of the universe sea? At this moment, Furukawa was very happy. He knew that Nuoda's cosmic sea also had an original existence. It gave birth to endless universes. Even the origin continent may not be as good as the cosmic sea. If he wants to be recognized by the original law of the cosmic sea, it was extremely difficult, almost unheard of. But when he was promoted to the realm of the Lord of the Universe, he was immediately recognized by the origin law of the universe sea, and was granted endless origin energy by the origin law of the universe. This represents the 6 paths universe he created has been recognized by the universal sea, and it is also of great benefit to the universal sea. Otherwise, such a thing would not have happened. These source energies are simply too huge. Furukawa was extremely excited. To be honest, the source energy instilled into the 6 paths universe in front of him is just a wisp of the origin of the cosmic sea, but for the 6 paths universe, it is already incredibly vast. Even if it is a trace of the origin of the cosmic sea, leaked array of energy is enough to evolve the 6-path universe to an unimaginable level.
Boom tilde tilde.
At this moment, the entire 6-path universe shook. It turned out that the battle with the 3 masters of the universe had caused many almost indelible cracks in the avenue. At this moment, it actually healed quickly at a speed visible to the naked eye. The originally scarred, chaotic universe recovered almost instantly. All credit goes to the original author. If you're the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 710. You must know that when Furukawa fought against the 3 masters of the universe, including the Nar, it was not only Furukawa himself who was harmed, but the chaos universe itself was also harmed. Moreover, such damage is also a scar that is difficult to recover for the chaotic universe. Therefore, the general title of the Lord of the Universe cannot fight within the universe, otherwise it will definitely destroy the entire universe, causing the chaotic universe to collapse everywhere, and the origin will be harmed. But now Furukawa has been promoted to the title of Lord of the Universe, has been recognized by the original law of the Universe C, and has been granted endless energy by the original law of the Universe C. Almost instantly, those indelible scars were restored, and the entire chaotic universe returned to its original state. No, it's not just as simple as returning to the original state. The entire chaotic universe swallowed this endless source of energy, and the origin of the chaotic universe was strengthened, and the entire internal space expanded hundreds of millions of times. At the same time, many of the great laws within the chaotic universe have become more powerful, and every space has become extremely solid, as if reinforced by the origin energy. In other words, even if Furukawa and the three masters of the universe fight inside the Six Paths universe, they will not be able to cause much harm to the Six Paths universe. This is the benefit gained by the Six Paths universe. Wait, I am not only recognized by the original law of the Universe C, but also recognized by the original law of the origin continent. At this moment, Furukawa's eyes showed a glimmer of light. He sensed a cosmic heart deep in the sea of his consciousness, and his whole soul trembled, seeming to have an inexplicable connection with the continent of origin. At this moment, he found his soul resonated with the original laws of the origin continent. Furukawa found that his soul suddenly entered a void passage. Following this mysterious connection, he instantly entered the origin continent. At this time, there was a special space world above the origin continent, and this space world seems to be in the deep dimension of the origin continent. Inside is a huge and vast temple, which is the famous pantheon of the origin continent. Inside this temple, a huge ancient round table of chaos appeared, with densely packed rules of origin and runes engraved on it, which seemed to represent the origin of everything and supreme authority. Around this chaotic round table, huge stone chairs appeared. These stone chairs seemed to be condensed from the laws of origin, symbolizing the supreme divine power. These stone chairs appeared densely in the palace. If you look around, there are at least tens of thousands of them. At this moment, a huge stone chair suddenly appeared near the chaotic round table. On the stone chair, several huge origin words appeared: Lord of Six Paths of Reincarnation. Whoosh! The next second, Furukawa's figure suddenly appeared on the stone chair. He is still a little confused and has no idea what happened just now. At this moment, Furukawa took a closer look and found that he had arrived in a temple. He was sitting on the sacred throne, and there were densely packed sacred chairs around him. However, most of the sacred chairs were empty, and there were no anyone was sitting. But just opposite Furukawa, 2 or 3 light balls suddenly appeared. They couldn't see their appearance at all. They all appeared on the sacred chair. Interesting. A new person has appeared? How long has it been? Do new people appear so frequently now? When did it become so easy to be promoted to the title of Lord of the Universe? Is a certain era coming? The Lord of the Six Paths of Reincarnation? He has just been promoted to the realm of the title Lord of the Universe, and the position of the Divine Chair is at the forefront. It seems that the potential is endless, and it has been recognized by the law of origin. These light balls were talking a lot. They all looked at Furukawa curiously and discussed Furukawa's affairs. Where is this place? Furukawa asked, straightforwardly. This is the Pantheon, the place where the roots of the origin continent are located, and the place closest to the roots. A golden ball of light said, any life that is promoted to the realm of the title of Lord of the Universe and is recognized by the law of origin has the right to have a throne in the Pantheon and participate in the management of the affairs of the origin continent. Pantheon? Hearing this, Furukawa's eyes flashed. He had heard of this name before. This was a secret message circulated among the higher lords of the universe. It is said that this organization is the highest counselor of the origin continent, and is composed of countless people with the title of Lord of the Universe. Composed of the Lord, responsible for managing various affairs of the entire origin continent. Basically, other universe masters can only unconditionally obey what the Pantheon decides. Before, he was still wondering why the Pantheon had such great power, but now that he saw it, he immediately understood that they were all organizations composed of the lords of the universe. Their power was outrageous. Who dared to disobey the orders of the Pantheon? Who created this Pantheon? Wuxia asked. I don't know. The Pantheon has appeared since the origin continent appeared. In the past, every title of Lord of the Universe recognized by the origin continent will appear in the Pantheon and have its own divine chair in the Pantheon. And no matter how far away you are, you can always have a connection with the Pantheon, and your soul will instantly appear in the Pantheon. The golden ball of light explained. At this point, it paused and then continued. After entering the Pantheon, you have the right to vote on everything. Every time the Pantheon holds a meeting, you have the right to vote. Of course, you can choose to vote for it, vote against it, or simply not participate and choose to abstain, but every decision you make can have a profound impact on the future of the origin continent and countless lives. However, there are not many ancient beings with the power to convene a meeting. There are only 9 masters in the Pantheon who can directly convene a Pantheon meeting without the consent of any member. Or you can find 9 members of the Pantheon and sign a joint letter to convene a meeting of the Pantheon. Wuxia immediately heard the importance of the Pantheon. There is no doubt that this is the highest authority in the origin continent, and it is also the arbitration center for the lords of the universe. If there is any conflict between them, they will come to the Pantheon.
It will be solved.
After all, if a battle breaks out between the masters of the universe, it will definitely bring endless disasters, and there will definitely be a loss of lives and countless casualties.
Who are you?
Why are you telling me so much? Wuxia looked at this golden ball of light. I am a law enforcer, the executor of the laws of the Pantheon. I hope that all existences will abide by the rules and laws. Therefore, once a new title of Lord of the Universe appears in the Pantheon, I will immediately appear in the Pantheon to explain to them the power and laws of the Pantheon. Obligation, I hope they can seriously understand the power they have. The golden ball of light spoke, indicating that he was a law enforcer. All credit goes to the original author. If you're the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 711. Whoosh. Not long after, Wuxia chatted with the golden ball of light for a while, and after understanding a series of things about the Pantheon, his soul suddenly disappeared into the Pantheon and returned to the Six Paths universe. At this moment, there were only a few light balls left in the entire Pantheon flickering. Judge, what do you think of this Lord of Six Paths of Reincarnation? The law enforcer asked a silver ball of light next to him. He does not have much power of sin, but is full of light of merit. It can be determined that he is the Lord of the Universe from the Justice and Order camp, not from the Evil and Chaos camp, and is a worthy target. The judge said, yes, and he has just been promoted to the title of Lord of the Universe, and his throne is actually at the forefront, which is enough to prove his potential, and he will definitely be a powerful title of Lord of the Universe in the future. The law enforcer is very satisfied, because in the Pantheon, there are also different camps, namely Justice Order, Justice Chaos, Evil Order, Evil Chaos, Neutral Order, Neutral Evil, etc. And the judges and law enforcers, they are all in the camp of Justice and Order, and they often confront other camps. But you seem to be stuck somewhere and don't know if you need help. The judge asked. I was chasing the Brain Eater before, but unfortunately, I fell into the trap set by the Brain Eater and couldn't get out for a while. Even if you came to help, it would be of no help. As long as you give me some time, I can get out of the trap naturally. The law enforcer said solemnly. Brain Eater? This guy from the evil and chaotic camp is called the Lord of the Universe. He destroys the universe and civilization everywhere. He has caused countless killings. He escaped your pursuit this time. How many more killings will he cause in the future? The judge shook his head, and sighed. There is no need to worry about this. The law enforcer's eyes flashed. My law of cause and effect tells me that the Brain Eater is now in huge trouble. He seems to be trapped somewhere in the Universe C, and cannot come out to do evil for the time being.
What?
Where exactly could a Brain Eater be trapped? Hearing this, the judge was immediately surprised, because the Brain Eater is a famous evil monster in the Universe C. He does all kinds of evil and has the power of nearly 100 million universe reincarnations. He is almost the most powerful person standing at the pinnacle, second only to you 9 masters. It is almost impossible to trap such a being. That's not clear. I guess the Brain Eater offended an ancient existence that he shouldn't have offended, so he started to be unlucky. But this is also a good thing. If the Brain Eater doesn't appear, the Universe C will be peaceful, or at least it will be reduced a lot. Killing. The law enforcer said solemnly. But what I am most worried about now is the movements of the 9 masters. There is news that the 9 masters seem to be planning to start a war again. Many of the masters of the universe are extremely worried. The judge's face was extremely serious. I have indeed heard about this, but there is nothing we can do to stop it. This is the will of the masters, and we are still too weak. The law enforcer said helplessly. Indeed, we can only take it one step at a time, hoping that no huge disaster will happen this time. The judge said solemnly.
Boom tilde.
At this time, Furukawa's soul suddenly returned from the pantheon of the origin continent and returned to the origin of the chaotic universe. Pantheon? An interesting place. Furukawa's eyes flashed, and his heart surged. To be honest, he has been promoted to the realm of the title of Lord of the Universe. Although he only has the power of 1 million universe reincarnations, he has barely stepped onto the realm of the Universe Overlord and stood on the among the ranks of great beings. At least he is no longer an ant and has the ability to control his own destiny. However, there is no need to deal with the matters of the origin continent for the time being, as the matters of the chaos universe are more important. Furukawa took his mind back. For him, the things inside the chaotic universe are matters that are closely related to him. As for what happened in the origin continent, it is still too far away and is not suitable for getting involved for the time being. The most important thing is the 3 titles of the Lord of the Universe, the Nar, the Brain Eater, and the Destroyer of all creations, are still sealed in the art of parallel worlds. If these 3 hidden dangers are not dealt with, I am afraid that he will not be in the mood to do anything else. If he is trapped by these 3, the escaping of a parallel universe by the title Lord of the Universe may cause unimaginable harm to the chaotic universe and will also severely damage Furukawa himself. Fortunately, these 3 titled masters of the universe don't seem to be out of trouble. Furukawa's eyes showed a glimmer of light. His consciousness was instantly immersed in the parallel universe, and he sensed the 3 masters of the universe called the Nar, the Brain Eater, and the Destroyer of all things. They were dormant in one of the parallel universes and were temporarily hidden. Although countless epochs have passed, they have never escaped. It is estimated that they have tried to escape several times during this period, but they are still trapped by countless parallel universes and have never been able to find a way to escape from the parallel universes. Of course, the most important thing is that they have all been affected by the power of the eyes of all mothers and have entered a state of pregnancy. It can be said that the Nar, the Brain Eater, and the Destroyer of all creations are all in the weakest state, and part of their strength is in among the best offspring produced. Because of this, when Furukawa was recovering from his injuries, these 3 title masters of the universe did not make much noise. It is estimated that before their offspring are born, they will not do anything to the parallel universe. Something happened. So, now we have a rare peaceful time. Can't kill them yet. Furukawa clenched his fists, and the Chaos Bagua technique in the depths of his pupils continued to be deduced. At this moment, in the depths of his consciousness, he simulated a battle to the death between himself and the 3 masters of the universe. But even though he simulated billions each time, he failed, and the entire chaotic universe collapsed, hurting both sides. Even though he has now been promoted to the realm of the Lord of the Universe, and his strength is many times stronger than before, but the Brain Eater, and the Annihilator of all things, but there are 3 monsters with the power of nearly 100 million cosmic reincarnations. How can such a cosmic overlord be killed so easily? It would be an unimaginable miracle that Furukawa could temporarily seal them. If this matter spreads, will definitely cause a huge sensation and become an unimaginable historical legend. It can be said that his strength needs to be further improved so that he can have a chance to kill these 3 titled lords of the universe. For now, he can only endure it temporarily. And he also have enough patience and time. Don't rush for a while. By the way, I wonder how the 6 paths of reincarnation has evolved. Furukawa's heart moved. Because during the period of his sleep, the 6 paths of reincarnation were still evolving, and the times were also moving forward. The current 6 paths universe is undoubtedly more powerful than before the retreat. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 712.
Boom.
In an instant, Furukawa's consciousness spread to the entire chaotic universe. Although he cannot leave the origin of the chaotic universe, he does not need to leave. With just a thought, the entire chaotic universe will appear in his soul. All the messages and scenes were like mirrors, appearing in the depths of his consciousness. The first place he wanted to know was the human world. This is the world where the living are the weakest, and it should also be the most dynamic world. It can be regarded as the foundation of the 6 paths. At this moment, the human world is a small world, the sea world. This world is just a small world as numerous as the number of sands in the human world. It is extremely ordinary. In Songhai realm, in an ordinary sect, Qingzhu sect, some outer disciples were chatting. Now that my cultivation has reached perfection, I can advance to the foundation-building realm in the next step. At that time, I can become an inner disciple of the Qingzhu sect and receive the true inheritance. An outer disciple clenched his fists and was very excited. After so many years of development, the human race has created its own cultivation system, including Qi Training Realm, Foundation Building Realm, Golden Elixir Realm, Nascent Soul Realm, Spirit Transformation Realm, and Body Integration the Realm of Mahayana, the Mahayana Realm, and finally the Enlightenment and Ascension, becoming an immortal with a long lifespan. In the era of chaos, basically the chaos demon gods at least had the realm of human immortals when they were born, so they have never created anything below human immortals.
Kung Fu.
Just like human beings, the practice methods created from ancient times to the present are all exclusive to humans. Wherever there are exercise methods that belong to ants, there is no such awareness at all, and it is meaningless. The same reason. All heavens. In this world, countless races have finally created their own practice method after countless years of study, generations of powerful accumulation and creation, countless generations of bloody battles, and successive generations. The same is true for the human race, and countless immortals have also created their own practice method, and then also divided various levels of cultivation and developed a complete theory of cultivation. Because of this, the strength of the human race began to advance by leaps and bounds, and countless immortals were born with each passing day. We have been cultivating for such a long time to reach the foundation-building realm, and we don't know when we will be promoted to the Mahayana realm and then ascend to become an immortal with endless lifespan. Another outer disciple sighed with emotion. It is said that the head of our Qingzhu sect's opening sect has been practicing for 3,600 years and has amazing talents. He will soon ascend to the immortal world. He can be regarded as one of the fastest cultivators in our Songhai world. An outer disciple admires him extremely. Yes, it is said that the reason why the Supreme Elder cultivated so quickly was that he had an adventure when he was young. He once took a teleportation array and entered the ancient world to seek the truth. Later, he returned to the Songhai realm and founded the Green Bamboo sect. An outer disciple in yellow said in a deep voice. In fact, When the chaotic universe evolved into the six-path universe, the prehistoric world was naturally divided into 6 parts. The human world of the original prehistoric world was integrated into the human world of the six-path universe. The six-path universe, the human world, is vast and boundless, equivalent to a part of the chaotic universe. It is naturally many times larger than the human world in the prehistoric world. But even so, because the human world in the prehistoric world is really too big and rich in resources, powerful people are like clouds and races are like forests. Therefore, the human world in the prehistoric world has become the largest world in the six-path universe. Its area is comparable to the size of tens of thousands of great thousand worlds. Because of this, in the human world, as many as Xianxia, among the small thousand worlds and the middle thousand worlds, the prehistoric world has become the center of the human world, where countless races, countless lives, and countless forces gather. The holy land of cultivation, which many practitioners yearn for, can be called the center of the human world. The prehistoric world is the largest world in our human world. It gathers all the races in the world and is the center of destiny in the human world. It is too difficult to go to the prehistoric world. We cannot afford the teleportation array at all. Another disciple in black said helplessly. After countless epochs of development, the human world has also become one. Although there are as many small thousand worlds and middle thousand worlds as there are in Xianxia, after the competition and continuous development of all the races in the sky, next, in order to facilitate the communication between each other, these small thousand worlds and middle thousand worlds have also established teleportation arrays one after another. Through these teleportation arrays, they can teleport to various small thousand worlds. The problem is that every time they teleport, the cost is very valuable and cannot be afforded by ordinary practitioners. Not to mention that it takes thousands of teleportations from the Xianxia realm to the prehistoric realm to reach it, and the cost of such a teleportation is even more. It is like an astronomical number. Therefore, for ordinary practitioners in the Xianxia realm, it is impossible to reach such a sacred place of practice in the prehistoric world. Of course, it is also because the area of the human world is so large that there are as many as Xianxia. The small thousand worlds and middle thousand worlds are scattered throughout the human world. Therefore, most of the small thousand worlds and middle thousand worlds have not actually been developed. They are still in quite primitive societies. These worlds do not have teleportation arrays. It is equivalent to a remote place. From this perspective, Xianxia realm can be regarded as a developed small thousand worlds. At least there are teleportation arrays connected to other worlds. Like those small thousand worlds that do not even have teleportation arrays, they are in the countryside. A place in the countryside anymore. It would be great if we could discover a new small world and then report it to the higher-ups of the human race. We could become rich overnight. A disciple in red said, "This is how Su-in, the richest man in Xianxia realm, made his fortune before. In the endless void, he discovered a small world rich in resources, and then he immediately became rich." In fact, the entire human world is a chaotic void, and many small and medium thousand worlds are conceived in the void. However, even so, the area of the human world is too large. Even after countless epochs, the heavens and all races still have no. After developing the human world, there are still many unknown areas. Basically, they may not have even explored 1/billionth of the area in the human world. Because of this, a profession has appeared among all the races in the world, that they are the pioneers. In order to encourage their tribesmen to continuously open up wasteland in the void, the top leaders of all the tribes in the world have issued an order to open up wasteland. Anyone who discovers a new small thousand world, if reported in time, will not only receive the protection of the entire race, support, and you can also get a part of the profits and even have the naming rights of this small world. Thanks to this experience, the strong men of countless races have left for the unknown void, driving the spaceship and facing the unknown danger. After countless years of exploration, these pioneers discovered one small thousand world after another, and then occupied all these small thousand worlds. Then the resources of this small thousand world belong to their race. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 713. Of course, if the interests of this world are too great and other races become jealous, they will come to rob them. Then wars between races will inevitably occur. In fact, in the human world, it is common for many races to fight for control of the small thousand world. Basically, they have been at war for so many years. Because of this, if a race occupies more of the world, then the more wealth this race will naturally control, and the speed of development will naturally lead to more and more powerful people being born. So this is actually something that complements each other. How can it be so simple? An outer disciple next to him shook his head. If you want to open up Wasteland, you must first prepare a spaceship that can fly in the void. The price of a spaceship alone is not affordable for ordinary people. In addition to the spaceship, you also need to find many helpers. After all, the outer void is too big, and you may encounter some extremely ferocious pirates on the way. These pirates also often ambush and kill the pioneers. Basically, every year, no one knows how many pioneers die tragically in the void outside the territory. This is simply the result of one general's success. He said that it is not so easy to open up Wasteland. If it is in the Songhai realm, there may be a certain degree of order, and those powerful practitioners cannot easily kill people. But when they come to the lawless void outside the territory, those pirates will not care so much. Moreover, the projection of the Chaos Tower can also penetrate the 6 realms, easily attracting geniuses from the immortal world into the divine world, so it is not a big deal to attract these geniuses. Question. Don't know what's going on in other areas now. Furukawa squinted his eyes and continued to observe other places in the 6 Paths universe. 6 universes, the realm of gods. At this time, there was a continent in the god realm, a huge platform with dense chaos runes engraved on it, containing incredible power. This is the God Realm Ascension platform. The gods who ascend from the fairy world to the God Realm will basically be led to the God Realm Ascension platform.
Boom.
Suddenly, the Ascension platform flickered, bursting out with dazzling golden light, as if a large formation emerged from the depths of the void, communicating with the power of heaven and earth. Immediately, a figure appeared in the Ascension platform. He was wearing a dragon robe, with a dragon and a tiger sitting on it. His body was filled with momentum and power that could not be seen directly. He was clearly a saint. He had at least mastered the 9 laws of the Great Road and was comparable to the realm of divine weapons. At this moment, many magic soldiers guarding the Ascension platform suddenly discovered this situation. Well, someone has ascended from the fairy world again? In recent years, quasi-sages have been promoted to the realm of gods and ascended to the realm of gods. To be honest, this is really an era of great cultivation. Once upon a time, gods were extremely noble existences and extremely rare. But now, they are not uncommon at all. But there is no way this is the development of the times. Maybe the emergence of the divine world is because of this. Many divine soldiers were talking about it, and they were very emotional. Once upon a time, gods with their strength were unattainable, and they created various races at will. But now, in the world of gods, they are just ordinary soldiers. That's all, not worth mentioning at all. Maybe they are invincible in the lower realm, but they can't go to the lower realm at all, and can only stay in the divine realm. So in comprehensive comparison, they are still nothing. It can be said that, to this day, the number of gods has grown explosively. Before Furukawa retreated, the number of gods was only 1 billion. But now, the number of gods has exceeded 300 billion, and it is simply increasing at a geometric rate. Of course, most of the gods are only in the realm of divine soldiers, and those at the level of divine generals are already considered elite. As for the divine king, he is already the king of a party. Occupying a territory is still an unattainable existence. After cultivating for 1,286 million epochs, I finally ascended to the God Realm. Is this the God Realm? I saw a middle-aged man appear in the Ascension platform. He looked around curiously because he was extremely curious about the legendary world of gods. Since the Jedi reached the sky, information about the world of gods has rarely been circulated in the fairy world. Only those peak races have smooth communication channels with the god realm. Other immortals basically know nothing about the god realm. Even if they know some information, it is only half a claw. To be honest, he is known as the Nanhua Immortal Emperor in the fairy world. The existence of the immortal realm covers the sky with one hand. However, because he is arrogant and comes from a casual cultivator, not a monk from a peak race, he does not know much about a series of things in the god realm. But even so, he thinks that I am an invincible existence in the immortal world, so I can do something great after coming to the divine world, and I will definitely be able to reach new heights. As expected of the god realm, this place is filled with rich, chaotic energy, which is simply not comparable to the immortal realm. Immortal Emperor Nanhua took a deep breath. He felt that the limbs and bones in his body were very comfortable, and the chaotic energy around him surged in, constantly increasing his divine power. You must know that in the immortal world, he is already an invincible existence. If he wants to improve, everything is extremely difficult. But after coming to the god realm, his cultivation began to loosen up and improved by leaps and bounds. How to call it? A divine soldier looked at the Nanhua Immortal Emperor and asked, "May I ask who you are?" At this moment, Immortal Emperor Nanhua also noticed that a group of magic soldiers appeared around him. He immediately became nervous, because the aura of these magic soldiers was extremely powerful, and none of them were weaker than him. Even the other party was wearing terrible armor, holding a spear, and their fighting power was tyrannical. It seems that any magic weapon that appears can kill him here. But there are hundreds of magic soldiers standing in this area, as if the gods don't want money. To be honest, this scene alone is shocking. He stopped him. Because gods are invincible in the fairy world, covering the sky with one hand, but after coming to the god world, it seems that they can only be soldiers. We are the soldiers guarding the ascension platform, responsible for receiving you new gods who have ascended from the fairy world to the divine world. The divine soldier saw the worries of Immortal Emperor Nanhua and explained, "You don't have to worry about what we will do to you. The ascension platform appears just to prevent those rookie gods from causing chaos after they ascend to the god realm. Run to some dangerous places and thus die. So you only need to register your identity with us, and you can leave. Of course, if you are from a big race, you can also declare it, and then the race gods behind you will take you away." He said that if he is a god from a peak race, he will be guided by the veteran gods of the race. If he has no background, he will have to fend for himself. Whoosh whoosh. At this time, bursts of flashes of light appeared on other ascension platforms. One after another, new gods appeared one after another. And there seemed to be gods nearby who had already received the news, were waiting nearby, and then quickly picked up these new gods. I am just a casual cultivator, and I have no racial support behind me. Immortal Emperor Nanhua took a deep breath and felt a little bit of the cruelty of the divine world, saying that he had no background. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 718. Casual Cultivator. A divine soldier heard this and nodded. That means there is no god to support you. In this case, you can only leave the ascension platform on your own. How to leave? Immortal Emperor Nanhua couldn't help but ask. There is public transportation here, the Chaos Spaceship, which can travel to various continents in the god realm. As long as you hand over enough Chaos coins, you can ride. By the way, you have enough Chaos coins? Asked the divine soldier.
Some.
Immortal Emperor Nanhua nodded. Even in the immortal world, the common currency is still Chaos coin. However, Chaos coin is expensive and not all immortals can afford it. Fortunately, he is a quasi-sage. After countless years of accumulation, he can be regarded as a quasi-sage. Small fortune. But why do we need to take a Chaos ship? Can't we fly by ourselves? Nanhua Immortal Emperor asked. If you want to fly there by yourself, of course you can. The divine soldier said lazily. But this place is really far away from the mainland of God Realm, and the way is all chaotic void, endless as far as the eye can see, without any direction. If you fly by yourself, there is no map and the speed is slow. You may not be able to reach it after flying for hundreds of millions of years. Moreover, there are many dangers in the chaotic void, and there are countless terrifying wild beasts living there. If you accidentally encounter such a danger, you may die immediately, but taking a chaos spaceship is different. It is not only fast, but also safe. But if you insist on flying by yourself, it's not impossible. I can only say I wish you good luck and have a pleasant journey to the God Realm. He said that the area of the God Realm is extremely huge, many times larger than the Immortal Realm. There are continents one after another in the God Realm, spread all over the God Realm, but most of the God Realm is a chaotic void. There are countless dangers hidden. Even if a god encounters such danger, he will definitely die. Such a long distance is extremely dangerous, so it is natural to spend a little money, not only to save time but also to ensure your own safety. Why not do it? I see. Immortal Emperor Nanhua nodded. He also had a preliminary understanding of the God Realm. At least he didn't have the dark eyes like before. If I want to go to Chaos City, I wonder if that's okay? Now that he has come to the God Realm, he naturally wants to go to the famous Chaos City. Legend has it that this is the true city of gods, a city of unimaginable miracles. Before the 6 realms were divided, Chaos City was the supreme city. Countless gods live in the city. Therefore, he naturally yearns for Chaos City. If he can reach Chaos City, he will probably get countless opportunities and gain a foothold in the God Realm. No, the public transportation here can only go to the nearest God Realm continent, Xianming continent. If you want to go to Chaos City, you can only use the public transportation of Xianming continent, continuously take the spaceship, transfer several times, and finally reach Chaos
City.
The divine soldier said in a deep voice. To be honest, I would like to advise you. You are just a rookie who has just ascended to the God Realm. You still don't understand many things in the God Realm. It is best to stay in Xianming continent for a while before going to Chaos City. After all, there are hidden dragons and crouching tigers in Chaos City, which is the real center of the God Realm. Many God Emperors and even God Emperors live in it. Hitting anyone with a stone is probably a big shot. If a rookie like you rushes to Chaos City rashly, you may die without knowing how. Of course, the most important thing is that the prices in Chaos City are too expensive. Every inch of land costs little. Based on the money you have, you probably can't afford to live there. The rent alone consumes most of your funds. How can you practice in this way? He spoke from the bottom of his heart, saying that although Chaos City is good, it is not a place that ordinary gods can go to. When he was young, he also went to Chaos City to make a living, but later he still couldn't stand the rent in Chaos City and left in despair. Finally, I found a job and came to the Ascension platform to work as a soldier. Although the salary was not particularly high, it was still considered a professional establishment. There was not much danger. I had money every month and even had backstage support. Compared with the casual cultivator at the time, he knows how much better it is. He can be considered satisfied. Of course, if he achieves a breakthrough in his cultivation and is promoted to the realm of a god general, then his treatment will increase at a geometric rate, and the benefits will be endless. The corners of Immortal Emperor Nanhua's mouth twitched. He felt that his impression of the god realm had completely collapsed. Shouldn't the so-called gods be supreme beings that are aloof and unattainable? Why does it sound like every one of them is struggling for food and clothing now? They are distressed, just like ordinary people in the city. Could it be said that except for the higher level of cultivation, gods are no different from mortals? Do you think God is different from what you imagined? It's normal, times have changed. If it were in the era of chaos, there would be few gods at that time, and all of them would be the creators of the world and the masters of their clans. But now, with the 6 realms divided, the gods are no longer valuable, so how can they still be so superior? Why are you so arrogant? The divine soldier spread out his hands, feeling very helpless. If there were only a large number of gods, it would be nothing. After all, no matter how many gods there were even more mortals, and they were still extremely arrogant. However, they were divided into 6 realms, and they cannot enter the fairy world or the human world, and can only stay in the god world. Basically, they face gods at the same level as themselves. How can they be proud? It's like a group of top academics from Tsinghua University and Peking University. Outside, in the eyes of others, they are all top academics, and their grades are unimaginably excellent. However, within the school, the internal competition among these top academics is still divided into thirds, sixths, and ninths. Over time, these top academics have differentiated. Those with average grades have become scumbags at Tsinghua and Peking University. The same principle applies. The same is true in the world of gods. If there are too many gods and everyone is the same, then naturally there will be no sense of superiority. Even if they want to have a sense of superiority, they are not superior. Get up, there are beings more powerful than you. Indeed. Hearing this, Immortal Emperor Nanhua couldn't help but nod. Although he was extremely confident and believed that he was one of the few existences in the immortal world, a powerful quasi-sage, otherwise he would not have been able to experience countless catastrophes and ascend to the divine world. Question: yes, the immortal world has existed for such a long time and has gone through hundreds of trillions of epochs. From generation to generation, no one knows how many tyrannical immortal emperors have been born. Over time, no one knows how many tyrannical beings have been born. These famous immortals, all the emperors have ascended to the realm of gods, and he, the immortal emperor of Nanhua, is just one of them. To be honest, he does not dare to compare with those famous immortal emperors in the immortal world in the past dynasties, nor does he dare to say that he will definitely surpass the immortal emperors of the past dynasties. Emperor. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 719. Also, this is the communicator of God Realm. As long as you use this communicator, you can log into the chaotic virtual network of God Realm and have permission to enter the virtual universe of God Realm. At this time, the divine soldier took out a communicator from his body and handed it to the Nanhua Immortal Emperor, saying that this was a pass to the divine realm and could log into the virtual universe network of the divine realm. In fact, there is also a chaotic virtual network in the immortal realm. But obviously the internet is different from the online world. The network between the fairy world and the divine world has a firewall, and the immortals in the fairy world cannot spy on the divine world. And it is also difficult for the divine world to spy on the fairy world and the mortal network. They have long been distinct from each other. Okay. Said, the human world has a login device for the human world, the fairy world has a login device for the fairy world, and the divine world naturally has a login device for the divine world. If the login addresses are different, you cannot log in. Of course, you have Zhang Liangji, and I have a wall. Ladder. This kind of thing is not absolute. Sometimes there is a firewall, and naturally there are circumvention devices that can cross the firewall. Some gods can also cross the firewall and log into the virtual universe of the human world and the fairy world. Or mortals and immortals can also log into the virtual universe of the god realm. However, this kind of thing is very rare. An absolute secret that only a few people know is not enough for outsiders to know. I see. Immortal. Emperor Nanhua nodded and took the communicator handed over by the divine soldier. He was very emotional in his heart. This can be regarded as finally integrating into the God realm and being able to enter the virtual universe of the God realm. Okay, if there's nothing else to do, let's take the Chaos spaceship and leave. It's almost time to set off. The magic soldier said to the Nanhua Immortal Emperor. Thank you, brother, for your help. Immortal Emperor Nanhua said gratefully. Not long after, he arrived at the place where the Chaos spaceship was located, which was a nearby bus stop. He saw that there were many new gods standing near the Chaos spaceship. Apparently, they are all newly born gods who have ascended from the fairy world. They are all waiting for the departure time of the Chaos spaceship. This. Seeing these new gods, Nanhua Immortal Emperor was immediately surprised, because all of them are famous immortal emperors in the immortal world. Some are extremely ancient quasi-sages, and some are even his competitors, but now they are all gathered here.
Place.
If many immortals in the immortal world know that so many immortal emperors have gathered, it will definitely cause a shock in the entire immortal world, thinking that these immortal emperors are planning to launch some kind of war. However, in the god realm, they are just ordinary new gods. He's just a rookie. There's no way he can cause any waves in the fairy world.
What?
A boat ticket costs 1,000 chaos coins. Why don't you just grab it? You are a black ship. A god couldn't help but scream when he saw the price of the chaos spaceship, because 1,000 chaos coins was too expensive. After all, it was just a ride on public transportation. Poor guy, if you can't afford it, don't sit on it. If you have the guts, fly there by yourself. The crew of the chaos spaceship said lazily. To be honest, we are the only spaceship nearby and the journey is far away. The price is very suitable. Of course, if you are not satisfied with the price, you can definitely wait for the next spaceship, but you probably need to wait 100 million years. After all, this place is very remote, there are very few people coming and going, and not many gods are willing to take this flight. It is selfless gods like us who are willing to do this kind of loss-making business and take such big risks to carry rookie gods like you, so it is very reasonable to charge a higher price. He is confident, because this is a soul trade, and he is not afraid of running out of business. Fair justice. A group of new gods are so angry that they want to kill the crew of this black ship. This is clearly a lion's mouth, and it is clear that they want to blackmail their chaos coin. But they have no choice. They have no background. They come to the god realm unfamiliar with the place, and have no one else to rely on. They have to take this dumb loss even if they don't want to. Like other gods with backgrounds, they don't need to ride at all. After all, the forces behind this kind of black bus will personally send spaceships to the Ascension platform to pick up their descendants. Only gods with no background like them are so miserable and need to take the black bus. And the other party, they are powerful and guarded by several god generals. I am afraid they are not afraid of causing any trouble. The problem is that they are all immortal emperors in the fairy world, big shots who can call the wind and rain. Now, after coming to the god world, they are actually blackmailed by a black ship. It was like being beaten up by a few street gangsters. Such aggrievedness could not be described in words. If they could not defeat each other, they would have wanted to beat up these arrogant crew members. But now they can only endure it. By the way, we still have a few first-class seats here, which only cost 10,000 chaos coins. Which one needs to be taken? The crew member greeted and wanted to sell the first-class seat. Take your seat. A group of new gods are baring their teeth. 1,000 chaos coins is too much. This bastard wants to charge 10,000 chaos coins. He really thinks they are Kaizi. You can charge as much as you want. It's a pity that no one is sitting in such a good seat in first class. Are there not a few rich gods? Nowadays, the new gods are so poor. They don't even have any savings in the fairy world. The crew member greeted him a few times, but when he saw that no one paid attention to him, he suddenly looked regretful. You are so poor. A group of new gods have a dirty look on their faces. Even if they have money, they will not give a penny to this black bus. Ahem, forget it, the location is enough. Let's start boarding the ship. We will set off to Xianming continent immediately. There is no need to waste time. A crew member shouted, indicating that it was almost time to start setting off. Hearing this, many of the new gods breathed a sigh of relief. They had waited for such a long time and finally started to set off. Although they were ripped off a lot, but being able to reach the true place of the god realm is still worth it. After all, we can't stay in a remote place like the Ascension platform. Whoosh whoosh. As soon as the words fell, many new gods came up one by one. The same goes for the Chaos spaceship, Immortal Emperor Nanhua. After paying 1,000 chaos coins to buy a ticket, he also boarded this spaceship. Okay, let's start. The captain of the Chaos spaceship counted the number of passengers, then made a prompt decision and started the spacecraft in an instant. Rumble. In an instant, The Chaos spaceship shook slightly and flew up from the place. The void shook, and suddenly just leave from the ascension platform and instantly fall into the boundless, chaotic void. This. Many new gods were sitting on the seats of the spaceship. Their hearts were shocked, and they were suddenly horrified. They felt that they were suddenly plunged into the darkness, and they could not see their fingers. All credit goes to the original author. If you're the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelverseaudio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 720. I have never seen this kind of scenery in the fairy world. This is the void of chaos. At this time, the captain of the spaceship stood up. He was an old man wearing a black robe, holding a cigarette, with scars on the corners of his eyes and a look of gangsterism. In chaos, there is no up, down, left, right, south, east, or west, only chaos and nothingness. The captain said, "Fortunately, you got on the spaceship and didn't plan to fly to the Xianming continent by yourself. Otherwise, you would never be able to fly over in your life and be instantly lost in the chaotic void. There used to be a stupid new god who was so unconvinced that he was unwilling to spend 1,000 chaos coins on the ship ticket. As a result, he was lost in the chaotic void for hundreds of millions of epochs. By the time he was discovered, he had become a madman." Hearing this, Nanhua, Immortal Emperor, and others were awe-inspiring. They knew that maybe the other party was trying to intimidate them, making them think that the 1,000 chaos coins were worth the money. But they also knew that if they were lost in the chaos void, what a terrifying thing it is. After all, in the chaos, there is no direction, no time, nothing to see, as if I am the only one left in the world. If it is only a day or two, it doesn't count. But if you are lost for 10,000 years, 100 million years, or even tens of billions or trillions of years, even the gods cannot stand this eternal silence, and they will definitely become crazy. Just like Pangu in his previous life. Even if it is such a chaos demon god like Pangu, who was born from chaos, could not stand the eternal silence of chaos. He would rather die than to open up a prehistoric world. It is conceivable that the torture of this kind of eternal silence to gods is not something that ordinary gods can imagine. If it is in the fairy world, there is also this kind of boundless void. But it is not a chaotic void like the god world. The void in the fairy world is actually not very big, and from time to time, planets will appear. Worlds or continents. So after a while, the immortals can find the starry sky coordinates where they are based on these planets and worlds. This is the popular starry sky map in the immortal world. But there is no such thing in the divine world. Most of it is chaotic void, boundless darkness, just like living in the era of chaos, extremely terrifying. It is the ultimate darkness. If there is no direction, how did you find Xianming continent? Immortal Emperor Nanhua couldn't help but ask. This is a good question, and it is of course a lighthouse. The captain held a cigarette in his mouth and smiled slightly. Huge lighthouses have been built one after another on the Xianming continent. They can emit chaotic signals all the time. Such signals can only be received by our spacecraft or special equipment. Through such chaotic signals, no matter where we are in the chaotic void, we can accurately find the location of Xianming continent. This is a device that only us gods living in the divine world have. You newborn gods are not, there may be some. It won't be too late to buy them when you arrive at Xianming continent. I see. Nanhua, Immortal Emperor, and others suddenly realized that no wonder this spaceship can sail in the chaotic void. It turns out that it can capture the lighthouse signal of Xianming continent. In this way, it can naturally find the accurate path. But the danger of the chaotic void isn't just about having no sense of direction. The captain continued, "In the chaotic void, the chaotic wind is blowing all the time. Only Daluo Jinxian cannot survive. If it encounters the doomsday wind, even the gods will be killed." Nanhua, Immortal Emperor, and others are all awe-inspiring. In fact, they have also sensed it. Although they are sitting in the spacecraft, they can still feel the terrifying strong winds roaring outside the spacecraft. If there is no protection from the spacecraft, they will be hurt all the time. They are all blown by the chaotic wind, which consumes a lot of energy from the body all the time. If they encounter a real doomsday storm, they will die. In addition to these natural dangers from the chaos void, the greatest danger is the terrifying monsters that live in the chaos void. They are born from the depths of chaos. They are extremely terrifying and feed on gods. If you encounter these monsters in the chaos void, monster, I'm afraid all of you will die. The captain said calmly, "The scar on my face is when I encountered a weak void monster. When I was running away, I was lightly grabbed by it. I almost died, and then left a scar. Scars that can never be recovered."
What?
Immortal Emperor Nanhua and others clenched their fists. To be honest, they also noticed the scar on the captain's face. Generally speaking, after being promoted to the realm of gods, the body has reached a perfect level, no matter how severe it is. The injury will recover quickly and will definitely not leave any scars. But the claw of the void monster actually left an indelible scar on a god general. How terrifying it is. They can't imagine what it is. What a monster so scary. Are these monsters from the chaos void really that terrifying? Immortal Emperor Nanhua couldn't help but ask. Of course, the horror can even exceed your imagination. Even the God Emperor once died tragically at the hands of a void monster, let alone other gods. The captain took a deep drag on the cigarette. The God Emperor is also dead. These new gods glanced at each other, and they all saw the horrified expressions on each other's faces. What kind of person the God Emperor is, he definitely stands in the God realm. The terrifying existence at the pinnacle has mastered at least 1,800 great laws. But it is simply unbelievable that such a person died tragically at the hands of a void monster. If this is the case, then the monster of the chaotic void is simply unimaginable. In fact, most of these void monsters escaped from the secret world. Furukawa divided the 6 realms and evolved the chaotic universe into a 6-path universe. The entire universe underwent earth-shaking changes, and some secret worlds were broken. As a result, those who were originally waiting for in the secret world, those powerful creatures from the origin continent, such as evil dragons, chaotic sea monsters, ancient poisonous toads, Silver Dragon Clan, Shadow Killer Clan, Terror Hunters, and other monsters, all escaped from the secret world. These origin continents creatures came to the chaotic void. Naturally, they could not escape from the chaotic universe, but they did not want to continue to be trapped in the secret world, so they survived and thrived in the chaotic void. Over time, they became monsters in the chaotic void and became a serious problem for the gods. At the same time, it also frightened countless gods. Many gods died tragically at the hands of these monsters of the chaotic void. Captain, why do I feel that you look so familiar? Could it be that you also ascended from the fairy world? A new god's heart moved. He felt that the captain was inexplicably familiar, as if he had seen him somewhere. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 721. Oh, does it mean you know me? But it is true that I was once an immortal emperor in the immortal realm 1 trillion epochs ago, called the Xianxia Immortal Emperor, and then ascended to the god realm, but this was already a long time ago. The captain was holding a cigarette and seemed to have been deep in thought for a long time. What? Immortal Emperor Xianxia? One of the most powerful immortal emperors that can be ranked in history. Your stories are still being circulated in the immortal world until now. I grew up listening to your stories. A new god couldn't help shouting. Many gods were also shocked. Looking at this bad old man, they all couldn't believe it, because they had all heard the name of Xianxia Immortal Emperor, who had left a great reputation in the immortal world. I don't know how many achievements they have achieved. Many immortals have taken Immortal Emperor Xianxia as an example and constantly motivated themselves. Now they have reunited with such a legendary figure in the immortal world. It is really unbelievable. Everyone is full of excitement, as if they have seen themselves. Like an idol. But now they also have mixed feelings in their hearts, because such a famous immortal emperor in the immortal realm actually became a black truck driver after coming to the god realm. Such a big change really caught them off guard, and was unbelievable. To be honest, if they hadn't witnessed it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have believed that the famous immortal emperor Xianxia actually became a black truck driver in the god realm. It was really unbelievable. It was like a student who was admitted to Tsinghua University and Peking University, and after graduation, he actually went to the United States to drive a car. I took a taxi. I thought this was an incredible thing. It's all just a false name. The captain waved his hand. After a trillion epochs of time, he has long been indifferent to favors and humiliations. His experience in the fairy world was just an insignificant history. After all, compared with his long years in the divine world, his time in the fairy world, it's too short. To be honest, I am not one of the strongest immortal emperors in the immortal world. There are no tigers in the mountains and monkeys are kings. The truly top geniuses have long passed the selection of the Chaos Genius battle and ascended to the divine world. How can we be in the immortal world like us? After struggling hard and going through countless epochs, he was able to ascend to the divine realm. The captain said calmly. Many new gods were speechless. They could not make any refutation, because this is the fact. The real peerless geniuses have already passed the selection of the Chaos Genius battle and directly ascended to the god realm. There is no need to be like them. After going through many difficulties, I was able to come to the god realm. It was like being admitted to a school like Tsinghua University and Peking University. Top geniuses did not need to pass the college entrance examination, but they were directly admitted to Tsinghua University and Peking University in advance. They could enter university without the college entrance examination. This is the difference. But ordinary students still need to pass the college entrance examination to be admitted to top universities. Even so, these students who can get into Tsinghua and Peking University are still geniuses and academic masters. But compared with those academic masters admitted in advance, they are obviously inferior. A lot. The same reason. Obviously, those who have been selected through the Chaos Genius battle and ascended to the god realm are the real peerless geniuses. Although they have not left many deeds or many names in the immortal realm. But no one can deny it. The talents of these peerless geniuses are definitely far beyond those of geniuses like them who have worked hard to practice in the immortal world and have been promoted to the realm of gods. For a moment, Biming Immortal Emperor and others were silent, and they didn't know what to say. For a moment, they felt more and more that after ascending to the god realm, they seemed to have become insignificant.
Boom.
At this moment, a loud roar suddenly came from the depths of the chaotic void, causing the chaotic airflow around them to vibrate, and even like this the huge roar penetrated and passed into the chaos spacecraft. In an instant, Nanhua Immortal Emperor and other new gods immediately let out a shrill scream. They could not bear the power of such sound waves, and their souls were instantly shocked. A trace of blood came from their eyes, mouths. It flows out from the nose and other places, and the internal organs are traumatized. Oh no, it's the monster of the chaos void, the Annihilation Crow. How could he be so unlucky? Run away. The Captain Immortal Emperor Xiao's expression changed. He felt the huge crisis. He immediately controlled the Chaos spaceship, activated the power of the entire spacecraft, and began to advance at full speed.
Buzz.
The next second, Immortal Emperor Nanhua and other new gods were horrified. Through the virtual projection of the Chaos spaceship, they instantly saw the situation outside the Chaos void. A terrifying ancient evil bird was deep in the Chaos void. Its body was incredibly huge, as if it was covering a small world with just one wing. The whole body is simply blocking out the sky. They are like ants in front of this ancient ferocious bird. The other party is completely black, shiny black, without any impurities, and the whole body is filled with the aura of ominous, evil, darkness, and death. It seems to be the spokesperson of death, the Terminator. It grabs a giant claw and seems to be able to crush the Chaos ship in an instant and kill them all. If you want to kill me, it's not that simple. Just blast me. The captain, Immortal Emperor Xianxia, looked ferocious and roared angrily, activating the hidden ability of the Chaos spaceship and activating all the forbidden formations inside the Chaos spaceship. Stealth mode starts. Speed mode starts. Void mode begins. In an instant, there were bursts of mechanical sounds inside the Chaos spaceship, and then the entire spaceship suddenly disappeared, as if it turned into a ball of foam and merged into the Chaos void.
Whoosh.
In an instant, the entire Chaos spaceship disappeared. The speed was incredibly fast, flying many times faster than the speed of light, blending into the chaotic void, silently and without a trace.
Boom.
Immediately, the giant claws came over and shot into the air. At this point, the chaotic void was suddenly exploded, as if a large world was shattered, producing terrifying destructive power. Unfortunately, at this time, the chaotic spaceship had already escaped hundreds of millions of light years, and at the same time, it restrained itself. The breath seems to be integrated into the chaotic airflow. Roar! The monster of the chaos void, the Annihilation Crow, let out an angry roar, seemingly angry that it could not kill the prey in front of it. Unfortunately, it has long lost the trace of the chaos spaceship. Moreover, the chaos void is so vast and boundless that it cannot pay close attention. Tracking. In the end, there was no other way. The Annihilation Crow frantically vented and destroyed all around. After searching for a while to no avail, it had to give up temporarily and could only hibernate temporarily, waiting for the next batch of prey. At this moment, the Chaos spaceship, but it appeared in another chaotic void. It had long been far away from the void monster, the Annihilation Crow, and was in a safe position. At this moment, many crew members and passengers on the chaotic spaceship were all sweating like rain. Next, I was very happy, as if I was glad that I had just escaped death. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 722. You are very lucky today. You met me, Xianxia. If it had been any other captain, he would have been dead and would have become the food in the belly of the Annihilation Crow. The captain, Immortal Emperor Xianxia, was holding a cigarette in his mouth. Even though he only had such little ability, he still dared to apply for a job. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? Fortunately, he hadn't submitted his application letter yet. Go up, otherwise you will definitely become a laughingstock. This is like a high school graduate running in front of a group of professors and competing with these professors for the same position. Only those who can compete for it are the devil. Shut up. At this moment, a red-faced, chubby middle-aged drunkard came out. His whole body smelled of alcohol, with a gourd hanging around his waist, and his body was filled with terrifying divine power. God King. There is no doubt that this middle-aged drunkard is a God King. Immediately, this scene frightened Immortal Emperor Manhua. He had no idea that a God King would appear in an ordinary shop in Xianming City. What kind of joke was this? The group of gods seeking employment immediately fell into silence, not daring to say anything. You little brats, what are you chirping about here? It's making my head big. Everyone brags about refining innate magic weapons. What does it mean to be able to refine innate magic weapons? To tell you the truth, the so-called innate magic weapons have long been mass-produced in the god realm. They are standard weapons produced on the assembly line. They are worthless when you refine them. They are all garbage. The middle-aged drunkard shouted loudly. This. A group of gods were silent, clenching their fists, very unwilling to accept it. But this is the reality of the divine world. With the continuous advancement of science and technology, refining magic weapons has become very simple, especially after the technological breakthrough of the mechanical tribe. They can actually use grinding tools as well as factories, refining a large number of parts of the innate magic weapon in batches. Then, these parts of the innate magic weapon are assembled to form the innate magic weapon. And the success rate is as high as 99% or more. The results can be imagined, the efficiency of the factory. I don't know how many times they are better than the masters of weapon refining. It takes them thousands of years and tens of thousands of years to refine an innate magic weapon. The success rate is not guaranteed, and a lot of materials are required. But the factory has been able to refine it in just a short time. Thousands of innate magic weapons have been produced in a century, and they are guaranteed to have the same power and even have a warranty period of 100 million years. In this way, how can they compete with machines? It can be said that human beings have been defeated by machines. Yes, this has also caused the unemployment of many masters of weapon refining. Chaos Magic Weapon. Anyone who can refine Chaos Magic Weapon can join my shop. This is the only condition. If you don't reach this level, get out of here immediately. The middle-aged drunkard shouted angrily.
What?
Hearing this, Immortal Emperor Nanhua took a breath. How incredible this is! Only after the Chaos Magic Weapon is successfully refined can it be added to the store. What an exaggerated requirement. After all, I wanted to successfully refine a Chaos Magical Weapon. You must master the Chaos Divine Forbidden rules, and each Chaos Divine Forbidden tool is extremely difficult to master and will take a long time. If you can really successfully refine it, you will be a true God-level weapon refiner. Yes, the Supreme Being, standing at the pinnacle of countless weapon refiners. However, in the world of gods, it is just an ordinary threshold. This is really an exaggeration. He feels that there are not many gods who can meet such requirements. This is as soon as the words came out, many gods turned gloomy and left dejectedly. Obviously, they also knew that they were not qualified for this recruitment. But even so, there were still 2 or 3 gods who stayed. I can refine the magic weapon of chaos. I can too. I got away with it once. The 3 gods said. Their expressions were very calm and extremely confident. They did not shout with the crowd just now. It is obvious that they have the strength to surpass all others.
Damn.
Is there really a god who meets the requirements? Hearing these words, the corners of Immortal Emperor Nanhua's mouth twitched. Originally, he thought that no god could meet this requirement, but now it seems that he still underestimated the foundation of the divine world. The divine world is simply a world beyond common sense, not an immortal world at all. It can be compared. To find 3 god-level weapon refiners who can refine chaos magic weapons casually is as if god-level weapon refiners are worthless at all. It is really an exaggeration. No wonder, he was once the most powerful person in the fairy world. Immortal Emperor Ling Xiao, one of the powerful immortal emperors, Immortal Emperor Baiming and other evil geniuses, after they came to the god realm, one of them drove a black car, and the other went to dig mines and move bricks. This is not because they have no ability, it is actually the god realm. There are too many capable gods. But this is a matter of course. Gods are immortal existences, surviving from era to era. Didn't you see the old ghost there? He had lived in hell for 300 years, and the power of the incense in his body was almost exhausted. Without the power of the incense, he would have died completely, so now he is begging like crazy, hoping to finding a trace of the power of incense can extend your life. The old ghost pointed at a ghost that looked like a skeleton not far ahead. The ghost looked like a beggar, begging everywhere. Unfortunately, no one paid attention to the ghost. In this case, why not reincarnate? Luwen couldn't help but ask. What are the benefits of reincarnation? The old ghost shook his head. Once reincarnated, we will take Huangquan decoction. At that time, all of us will lose our memory, turn into a blank sheet of paper, and be reincarnated into other worlds. What is the difference between this and death? Therefore, after most of the dead come to hell, they are reluctant to reincarnate. After all, it is better to die than to live. If there is enough power of incense, then we can live in hell forever, which is equivalent to gaining eternal life. It is said that some of the dead lived for tens of thousands of years and were appreciated by the jailers of hell. As a result, they became jailers, gained official positions, and began to leave the mortal world. They were paid with the power of incense every month, which was equivalent to gaining immortality. It means that not all the dead want to be reincarnated, and many of the dead want to stay in hell to survive. What? When these words came out, Luwen was shocked. He didn't expect that hell would have such good things. It was indeed like this old ghost. As it is said, if you have enough power of incense, you can obtain immortality in hell. In the human world, countless mortals begged for immortality but could not get it, but after entering hell, they actually have the opportunity to obtain immortality, and they also have themselves. Human memory, what an opportunity this is. But after entering hell, won't you have to suffer all kinds of torture? It's like being in purgatory. Why stay in hell? Luwen couldn't help but ask. Because according to mortal legends, hell is a place where the dead are tortured. They will be tortured every moment. Life is worse than death. No dead person wants to stay in hell. It is not us ordinary dead who are tormented, but evil spirits. The old ghost explained. Those evil ghosts have done all bad things during their lifetime and are entangled with endless karma and the power of sin. After falling into hell, they will naturally not have a good end. Moreover, it is impossible for an evil ghost to be reincarnated. After all, if you want to be reincarnated successfully, your soul must become a piece of white paper, pure and flawless, without any dirt. The problem is that those evil spirits with evil powers are like a piece of white paper stained with ink. If they enter reincarnation, they may pollute the power of reincarnation. Therefore, those evil ghosts will all be punched into the evil ghost realm and suffer eternal torture. Unless their karma and evil power are exhausted, they will not be able to enter reincarnation at all. It is the evil ghosts who are truly worse off than death, not we ordinary dead. It means that most of the dead are free of any karma and sin. After all, most of the people were ordinary in life, worked hard all their lives, and did not do any good or bad things, so there is naturally no sin on them. Therefore, they will not be driven into the evil ghost realm, but will stay in the hell realm. I see. After hearing this, Luwen finally understood and felt a little relieved. If the ordinary dead were not tortured in hell, then it might not be a bad thing to keep their own memories and stay in hell. After all, life is life in the human world. There is life in hell. Life is different no matter where you go. And life in hell will undoubtedly be more colorful, because hell contains the dead from all over the world and countless races, and they are all talented and well-spoken. Talking and chatting with these dead people is many times more interesting than ordinary life in the human world. Because of this, many dead people are not willing to be reincarnated, but stay in the hell realm. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 734. The problem is, I'm just a ghost who just died. I don't have the power of incense on my body at all. Even if I want to, I can't help you. At this time, Luwen spread his hands and said that he did not have the power of incense. No, you definitely have the power of incense in you. The old ghost said categorically. Every person who has just died has the most power of incense on his body. It is also the time when the dead are the richest. Because you have just died, all your relatives, friends, parents, etc. will be there for you. And mourning, a large amount of incense power descended from Xianxia. But starting from the second year, because only their own descendants and relatives will worship, the power of incense received by many deceased people will become less and less every year. As the years pass, those who knew you will all die, and no one in the world will know you anymore. Therefore, the many dead in the hell realm basically have no power of incense, and they slowly die because of this. Disappear completely. This is the sorrow of countless dead people in hell. Our death is not killed by others, but slowly forgotten by others. Once forgotten, it is eternal death. Its tone revealed a hint of sadness.
What?
Hearing this, Luwen shuddered. In fact, he also thought of this fate. After all, when a person just dies, it is also the time when relatives and friends are most grieved. At this time, everyone will miss you, commemorate you, and even worship you. But as time goes by, people cannot always live in sad moments, and they have to be busy with all kinds of things. In the end, people will always forget themselves. Even if the closest relatives will never be forgotten. The problem is that the closest relatives will also die. After they are dead, no one in the world will know me anymore. How can it be so simple to obtain immortality in the Hell realm? Absolutely most of the dead did not survive 100 years, and some were even forgotten within a year. But you said before that even if it is so difficult, there are still dead people who have lived for tens of thousands of years. So how on earth is it done? Luan couldn't help asking, and suddenly remembered what the old ghost said just now. Well, there is a charge for saying this, and you have to hand over the power of 100 incense. Without money, it is impossible to let other ghosts do things. This is how money makes ghosts go around. The old ghost gave it away at this moment. It said that there is no free lunch in the world. If you want to know more, you must pay a certain amount of money. The reason why the dead are driven by money is because of the power of incense. For them, it is simply food. If they don't have it, they will surely die. The power of incense? Is it these things? Suddenly, Lu Wen's heart moved. He felt that wisps of golden aura fell from his head at some point, like smoke, and fell on him. These golden auras blended into his body, and he immediately felt extremely comfortable, as if he was soaking in a hot spring, and even his ghost body seemed to have become much more solid. He grabbed it with his big hand and immediately grabbed a large handful on his head. There is actually so much power of incense. It seems that you were respected by others when you were in the mortal world, so why do so many people worship you? Seeing this scene, the old ghost was surprised. The cause of my death was saving someone. On my way home, I happened to encounter a few children drowning, so I jumped in. After saving 4 or 5 children, I didn't expect that I died of exhaustion and drowned in the river. Among
Lu
Wen said in a deep voice. I see. No wonder you have so many people worshipping you, and the power of the incense is so strong. It seems that this is your merit after death. I have found a rich man. The old ghost laughed, very happy. His vision is still good. After all, how can the ordinary deceased have so much incense after death? What kind of rich man is he? He's not dead yet. Lu Wen said helplessly. If he could continue to live, he wouldn't want the power of these incense. Since I have received your money, I am taking other people's money to eliminate disasters for them. With the power of your 100 incense, it seems that I can survive in the Hell realm for a while. The old ghost accepted Lu Wen's power of 100 incense and was immediately satisfied. Let's quickly talk about the situation in Hell. Why do the dead live for tens of thousands of years? Lu Wen couldn't wait to ask. It's very simple. That's because the other party is the founder of an ancient family in the world of the world. He is always worshipped by his descendants and will naturally live forever. The old ghost said in a deep voice. I see. As soon as these words came out, Lu Wen immediately understood. It was indeed as the old ghost said. If you are the founder of a family, as long as the family is not extinct, then it will not be forgotten by future generations. Even this family is still, it can bloom branches and leaves, and can be worshipped by countless descendants. It can continuously obtain the power of incense, allowing itself to live forever in the underworld. And not only the founder of this family can get such benefits. Every generation who dies, everyone in the family will be worshipped by future generations, and all of them will be able to obtain a large amount of incense power. In this way, it is equivalent to recreating an ancient family in the underworld and living forever in Hell. And it's not just that. The old ghost continued. If the deceased obtains a large amount of incense power in the underworld, the deceased can even practice cultivation, obtain all kinds of incredible magical powers, and even entrust dreams to family members in the underworld. If the family encounters any crisis, the ancestors of the family will directly ask for blessings in their dreams, or if there is any great opportunity, the ancestors will directly ask for blessings in their dreams. The two actually complement each other. No wonder those big families worship their ancestors every year with great fanfare. It turns out that they are protected by their ancestors, and they are also protecting their ancestors. Luan understood at once that this was a win-win situation. After all, if the dead like them stayed in hell, facing the dead in all the worlds, they would know how many times more information than in the earth, and countless secrets would be lost. Can be spread in the underworld. If these secrets can be passed back to the underworld, it will definitely be of great benefit to those who are still alive in the underworld. If the family grows, then for the dead like them, the power of incense gained every year will naturally more. In fact, there are countless families who know the secret, and they have also formed the habit of worshipping their ancestors every year, because this is the basis for ensuring the eternity of a family. In the Six Paths universe, receiving the blessing of ancestors is not an empty talk, but real power. If this is the case, wouldn't those emperors be able to obtain the power of countless incense? When suddenly thought of this, because the largest family and the most powerful family in the world is undoubtedly the royal family. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 735. This is true at the beginning. If the emperor dies and the whole country mourns, it can gather infinite power of incense. Unfortunately, there is no dynasty in this world that lasts for 10,000 years. Once the dynasty dies, the emperors of all dynasties will naturally die. The old ghost said with emotion. Indeed. Hearing this, Luan couldn't help but nod. He is also a scholar and lives in a small thousand world in the human world. In the hundreds of millions of years of history of the small thousand world, no one knows how many human dynasties have perished. The short one may disappear in a few hundred years, and the long one will not exceed 10,000 years. Once the dynasty dies, basically all the royal children will die. Even if they don't die, there will probably only be 3 or 2 kittens left, and they will immediately change their appearance. They no longer dare to worship their ancestors. In this way, the emperors in the underworld will naturally lose the source of the power of incense and die quickly. But even so, these emperors of the underworld have accumulated so much power of incense before, they should not need to worry about the power of incense for a long time. When asked, he felt that these emperors of the underworld were like billionaires. Even if the billionaires lost their jobs, they would not have any income for a long time. But with their previous savings, it was enough for them to live for a long time. It can't be that simple. The old ghost shook his head. Although they have received a large amount of incense power, their own strength has also increased, and they have been promoted to a realm that ordinary dead people cannot reach. Of course, their strength has increased, and the power of incense they consume every day has also increased. So once the power of these incense is suddenly cut off, it will not take long for them to starve to death. It means that the strength of the dead also has levels, including ghost soldiers, ghost troops, ghost generals, ghost commanders, ghost kings, ghost emperors, etc. The stronger the ghost, the more incense power it consumes.
So,
those emperors of the underworld are like buying a large villa with hundreds of millions of dollars in loans, and they need to pay hundreds of thousands every month. If they have income every month, they can barely repay the loan. Once the payment is cut off, every month if they can't repay the loan, they are doomed. They will go bankrupt in an instant, and the bank will take away the villa. In fact, compared with the royal family, those ordinary families last longer because they do not live in temples and are not the target of public criticism. Even after experiencing the collapse of dynasties one after another, these families can still survive. There is no eternal dynasty, but there is eternity. Family, the old ghost said in a deep voice. Indeed. Luan couldn't help but agree because a big family is actually a very big concept. If it spreads its branches and leaves, I'm afraid it can bring the population to tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands. Even if it encounters any genocide, in times of crisis, they can also break into pieces, hide their names, and go to live in other places. In short, if some members of the tribe survive, the family will not perish. If there is any opportunity, I am afraid they can rise quickly, and the family will be prosperous again. So he has seen ancient families that have been passed down for hundreds of thousands or even millions of years, but he has never seen a royal family that can flourish for such a long time. Sometimes prosperity and decline are also the sadness of the royal family. This is also a kind of tragedy. Inevitable. By the way, hell is so big. What does it look like, and how is it distributed? Luwen was very curious about this. It is said that in very ancient times, there was only one department in the entire hell, which was the Hall of Hell. However, with the development of this place today, the entire hell has been divided into 10 hell temples. The old ghost said solemnly, "These 10 hell temples are the highest organization that governs the entire hell. They are in charge of the power of life and death over the dead, as well as the power of reincarnation. Each hell temple has its own king and its own master. They are called the 10 kings of the underworld. Some people also call them the 10 kings of hell." 10 hell temples? What exactly is it? Luwen became more and more curious. He felt that he was about to uncover the mystery of hell. The first hall is King Guang of Qin. The old ghost said solemnly, "This place is responsible for the records of life and death in the human world. It governs the good and bad luck of the hell and the underworld. Its specific location is just outside the Hell Siwa Reef, probably due west of Huangquan Black Road. When all good people die, there will be jailers from hell to guide them to rebirth. According to the merits and demerits of these deceased people, if there are no problems, they will be sent to the 10th palace, the reunion palace for distribution and rebirth. These dead people either changed from male to female or from female to male and were distributed according to their sins, merits, etc. If the deceased has relatively few sins, he will enter the high platform on the right side of the temple. And this place is called the Nye Mirror Platform. It is 1 foot high and has 10 mirrors. It hangs to the east and has a 7-character poem on it, which says, "There are no good people in front of the Nye Mirror Platform, and many evil souls are escorted away. When I see the danger of my heart in this world and the danger of going to hell after death, I realize that I cannot bring with me 10,000 taels of gold, and I will only carry my evil with me throughout my life." After being illuminated by the mirror of evil, these dead people were either sent to the evil ghost realm to suffer torture, or were sent to the Azura realm to enjoy blessings, or they were left in the hell realm. You just entered the first hall and looked at the mirror of evil. You don't have many sins on your body, so you can stay in the hell realm. Otherwise, you would have been sent away long ago. I see. Hearing these words, Luwen couldn't help but nodded. It was indeed the case. Before, he was taken to a high platform by the hell jailer and looked at in the mirror. But because things happened so fast, it was as if it seemed like he was being scanned, and in less than a second he was taken to another place. It was a bit like going through a security check, where evil spirits with serious sins would be caught, and other dead people who had no sins on them would be caught. Will pass temporarily, and be released to leave. The master of the second hall is King Chu Jiang. The old ghost continued. He is in charge of the bottom of the sea. The specific location is the Great Hell under the Stone due south. This place is very big, about 500 million light-years away. In addition, it also governs 10 small hells. They are the Black Cloud Sand Small Hell, the Excrement Mud Small Hell, the 5-Pronged Small Hell, the Hungry Small Hell, the Pus and Blood Small Hell, the Many Copper Axes Small Hell, the Grey River Small Hell, etc. At this point, it paused, but did not stop. The master of the third palace is Emperor Song, who also has jurisdiction over 16 hell cities, with an area similar to that of King Chu Jiang. The fourth hall is the King of 5 Senses, which is in charge of the bottom of the sea. Its specific location is the Great Hell under the Stone due east. It also governs the 16 hell cities, and countless dead people live in these hell cities. The fifth palace is the King of Hell. It also controls the 16 hell cities, but it is the head of the 10 palaces of hell. It is the true Lord of Hell and controls the supreme power of hell. The other kings of hell are subject to it. Jurisdiction. Speaking of this, it looked very serious. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 736. Is King Yama the first of the 10 kings? Hearing this, Lu Wen was stunned. But isn't he the master of the 5th hall? Normally, the master of the 1st palace should be the real king. No, that's not how it is divided. The old ghost shook his head. The status of each of the 10 palaces of hell is equal. There is no distinction between each other. There is no distinction between superior and inferior. They are equivalent to the 10 kingdoms. However, King Yama is the oldest king of hell, the one who dominates hell. Later, there were too many dead people pouring into hell. He alone could not handle it. That's why the 10 halls were divided, and he managed them. One of the halls. In other words, without the permission of King Yama, the other 9 halls would basically not be born, so he is the Lord of Hell, above all kings. I see. Lu Wen couldn't help but nodded. This can be regarded as the history of hell. He didn't expect it to be so twists and turns and contain such mysteries. The power of his 100 incense was well spent. I don't know how long I have lived like this. Only a 20-year-old ghost can know such a secret. The master of the 6th hall is King Biancheng. The old ghost continued. It is in charge of the bottom of the sea, under the Wuxia in the north, shouting the great hell. The main city is Bian City, and there are 16 other hell cities around it, and the area it occupies is also vast. The lord of the 7th hall is the king of Xianxia. He is in charge of the great hell of Renu at the bottom of the sea, under the fertile rocks in the northwest. The main city is Xianxia City, and 16 hell cities have also been built around it. The lord of the 8th palace is the city king. He is in charge of the great hell at the bottom of the sea, directly under the west with stone. The main city is the city, and 16 hell cities have been built around it. The lord of the 9th hall is the king of Pingping, who controls the bottom of the sea, under the stone in the southwest, and controls the Abi hell. The main city is Pingping City, which is surrounded by a dense iron net, and there are 16 hell cities. But the most special one should be the 10th hall. Its owner is the king of reincarnation. In short, it is the place where the reincarnation of the dead is managed. It has powerful power. The king of rotation? Lu Wen couldn't help but froze when he heard this. Yes, this palace is called the Rotation Palace. The old ghost said in a deep voice, all the dead who want to be reincarnated, or the dead who have exhausted the power of incense, will choose to come to the reincarnation hall to be reincarnated. This place is probably outside the Netherworld Stone, facing directly to the 5 turbid places in the world. There are 6 gold, silver, jade, wooden plank Naiha and other bridges inside, which are convenient for many dead people to pass and cross the Huangquan River. Then they will see the Sanqing Stone and know themselves of the past and present life, and then poured into the Huangquan Tang, forgetting the past. Speaking of this, his tone was extremely emotional, because for the deceased, if they forget everything, they are no different from death. If this is the case, then if the dead in the entire hell realm do not reincarnate, wouldn't the entire 6 realms of reincarnation collapse? Lu Wen couldn't help but ask, because he believed that if they had a choice, the dead would not choose to discard their memories, but would choose to live in hell. After all, it is better to die than to live. But if these dead do not reincarnate, then in the human world, or in other worlds, there will be no new life. Wrong. Do you think that if we don't reincarnate, there will be no new life in the world? The old ghost smiled slightly. Is it not? Lu Wen was stunned. He didn't think there was anything wrong with thinking like this. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. If this is the case, then the number of lives in the 6 paths is eternal and will not increase or decrease. The old ghost shook his head, but in fact, the life in the 6 paths universe is still increasing, and the number of new souls is also increasing. The number of souls is not eternal. Why is this so? Lu Wen couldn't help but nodded. It's true. Even in the small world he lives in, the population is still increasing, not decreasing, or staying the same. That's because although hell is a place of reincarnation, its greatest function is not actually reincarnation, but to house the countless evil ghosts in the underworld. The old ghost smiled slightly. In fact, before hell was born, its function was not to reincarnate, nor to allow many dead people to reincarnate and return to the human world. It was like a prison, housing these evil ghosts who are immortal in the world. Prevent these evil spirits from wandering into the human world and causing great disasters to the underworld. Hell. First it's a prison, then it's something else.
What?
Luwen was immediately shocked. He didn't expect that hell would hide such a secret. The birth of hell was not for reincarnation, but a prison for evil ghosts. It can be said that the emergence of reincarnation is the gospel of the dead and the kindness of the great supernatural being who built hell. It could not bear to watch the dead wither and disappear from the world, so it created the 6 paths of reincarnation. The old ghost said in a deep voice, "At the same time, the emergence of the 6 paths of reincarnation is not just that simple. Its emergence has made the word justice and retribution appear in the world." How to say? Lu Wen's heart trembled. He felt as if he had understood a big secret of hell. A gold belt for murder and arson, but no corpses for repairing bridges and roads. The old ghost's eyes showed a cold light. Before the 6 paths of reincarnation, there was only the way of heaven and no justice in this world. Those ascetics who were extremely vicious and killed many people lived a long life. Those who were kind to others and worked diligently throughout their lives. Never ordinary people who had grudges were left to die on the streets, and those immortals with great magical powers were all looking down on human life. But the emergence of the 6 realms of reincarnation, the Hell realm, the Evil Ghost realm, and the Shura realm, let those ascetics know that there are gods 3 feet above their heads, and every move they make is watched by the 6 realms of reincarnation. This is true even for immortals who have cultivated immortality, or even immortal gods. Those who are kind will receive blessings, while those who are evil will receive retribution and suffer torture in hell. Therefore, the emergence of the 6 paths of reincarnation means the emergence of justice, retribution, and karmic sins in this world. Killing to repay one's life, and debts to repay money are perfectly justified. However, in this world, there are indeed many people who kill people without repaying their lives, and even more people who owe debts without repaying money. Evil people are everywhere, and good people are not seen. The emergence of hell means that those evil people get their retribution. There is justice in heaven and earth. Evil people will have retribution. There are gods 3 feet above their heads. Those who do good will live a long life and enjoy wealth. Those who do evil will die young and suffer all kinds of torture. Justice, retribution, good and evil. This is what it means. The true meaning of the emergence of the 6 paths of reincarnation is that it brings order, cause and effect, discussion, and puts a tight spell on those lawless magical powers. Luwen was in a surging mood, and his heart was turbulent. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 737. Indeed. Luwen took a deep breath, with a shocked look in his eyes. Indeed, as the old ghost said, before hell appeared, after the death of the creatures, if their souls did not completely die, they would stay in the world and continue to do evil. But when hell appeared, after the 6 paths of reincarnation appear, hell jailers will immediately appear, capture all these evil ghosts, imprison them in hell, and determine their fate in the next life according to their sins in life. What courage is this? What kind of handwriting is this? What a magical power this is. He sensed a big hand in the dark, holding up the entire universe, controlling the laws of the entire 6 paths universe, and formulating the supreme laws of life, death, good and evil for the entire universe. To be honest, in the 6 paths before reincarnation was born, those cultivators, those immortals, and those gods were all unscrupulous and looked after human lives. But it is different now. They know that there are gods above them, and they know that they will be punished by reincarnation after death.
It is not that they will not repay.
But the time has not yet come. If you do a lot of evil, will surely fall into hell and suffer eternal torture after death. If you are kind and have merit, you can be reincarnated into a wealthy family and enjoy all kinds of glory and wealth in the next life. This is the establishment of the law of good and evil, so that kind people will be rewarded and evil people will get retribution. At this moment, he can be regarded as knowing how much benefit the emergence of the 6 paths of reincarnation has brought to all living beings. If the 6 paths of reincarnation had not appeared, I am afraid that all the worlds and infinite sentient beings would still be ruled by those evil people. In other words, Shura's body can be integrated into all races in the world. Their bloodline is blended into many magic weapons to smelt everything. Even if the fusion fails and leads to attribute conflicts, they can explode and die and start over. Of course, this will consume a lot of resources and effort, and ordinary Shuras are reluctant to do it. After all, once something like this happens, once you self-destruct, you have to start over. Ordinary Shura don't have so many merits at all. Therefore, many Shura are still very cautious about integrating into blood and magic weapons. The deduction must be extremely perfect, without attribute conflicts. Only then could it be carried out. It's no wonder that just by standing on the street for a while, he saw all kinds of strange Shura people. None of them were the same. So that's what happened. Brother, how's it going? I have the Golden Crow bloodline here. Once integrated into the Golden Crow bloodline, you can master the Golden Crow fire. This is one of the different fires of heaven and earth. It is extremely powerful and priceless. You can get it with 100 merits. It is very suitable for a novice Shura like you. The Shura blinked his eyes and promoted his Golden Crow bloodline. I am new here, and I have no merit. To be honest, Immortal Emperor Danyang is very excited. If he can get the blood of the Golden Crow, his strength will definitely rise to the next level. It doesn't matter. You can't make a deal, but you can still make a friend. It won't be too late to buy from me after you have merit, the Shura said loudly, not minding at all, because he felt that it is not difficult for the other party to earn a lot of merit in the Shura Dao. After all, whoever can be reincarnated as a Shura is not a hero of the world, and which one is not a genius with outstanding fighting ability? Who can be reincarnated into a Shura? Reincarnation as Shura already represents the other party's amazing qualifications. This is equivalent to being admitted to Tsinghua University and Peking University. Even the students from Tsinghua University and Peking University with the lowest grades cannot do very badly, at least above the average level. I see. Immortal Emperor Danyang nodded. To be honest, he just wanted to leave Novice Village immediately to kill those evil beasts and gain merit. All credit goes to the original author. If you're the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 742. Shura Dao has actually become a real game world. At this moment, Furukawa touched his chin, and he also sensed the scene of Shura Dao. To be honest, he didn't expect that Shura Dao would become like this. After all, after he refined the 6 paths of reincarnation, he didn't pay much attention to the 6 paths reincarnation, let it play out naturally, and let it take its course. As for Shura evolving like this, it is probably the will of the origin of hell itself. It requires Shura to do these scavenger-like tasks to remove parasites from their bodies. This may be natural reincarnation choice, the power of natural birth. But this may be a good thing, and can be used as a reference. Furukawa's eyes showed a glimmer of light. What happened in the Shura Dao gave him an inspiration. Maybe he can also create a real game world. To be honest, the Shura Dao at this moment is extremely powerful. Those strong men who have fallen have not. It's not that they are all losers. That's why they were killed by the enemy. In fact, these Shura were all very talented beings during their lifetime. After having the special talents of the Shura family, accumulated from generation to generation, the power of Shura Dao has been obtained. Geometric growth. It can be said that their power is second only to the heaven realm and can rival the animal realm. At this time, Shura Dao has built millions of cities, distributed in every corner of Shura Dao. The powerful Shura people, they are constantly killing countless evil beasts born from hell, gaining merit and enhancing their own strength, which also makes their strength increase by leaps and bounds. To this day, some powerful Shura are already comparable to the God Emperor, not weaker than the gods of the God realm. However, all the Shura are rebellious and will not be convinced by each other, so now it can be regarded as a melee between princes and separatism. It can be regarded as the Warring States period. Only when one of them appears only by becoming the king of Shura can the strongest Shura unify the Shura way and gather the power of all Shura in the Shura way. But before that, countless Shura fought against each other, and one Shura field appeared one after another. The fighting was probably more complicated than any other world, even more tragic. After all, they are not afraid of death or injury. By the way, what about the evil ghost realm? Furukawa touched his chin. To be honest, if the Hell Path is a place of reincarnation and the Shura Path is a place where sins are purged, then the Evil Ghost Path is undoubtedly a place of punishment. Countless evil ghosts are burdened with great sins. All will fall into the realm of evil ghosts and suffer eternal torture. It can be said that the realm of evil ghosts is a place of punishment, a place of hell that frightens countless creatures. At this moment, there is a void passage in the Evil Ghost Path, which is the reincarnation passage connecting the Hell realm. Countless evil ghosts arrive at the Evil Ghost Path from this place. This is also the only exit and entrance for evil ghosts. Whoosh whoosh. At this moment, thousands of evil ghosts were teleported from this void channel at once, and they were all locked with chains, shackles, etc., locking every joint in their bodies. These black iron chains and shackles are not ordinary materials, but hell chains, containing the power of the law of cause and effect, and engraved with densely packed hell runes. They also have the characteristics of immortality and cannot be destroyed or broken away. Once worn, no one can help these evil spirits escape except the gods of hell. After these evil ghosts put on these shackles of hell, they are unable to exert any power at all. Just like mortals, they can only stay in the evil ghost realm and be slaughtered by others. Even the more sins on the body, the more terrifying they are, the more shackles and chains these evil ghosts have on them. If the sins and karma are relatively rare, maybe just wear a handcuff or a shackle. But if they are guilty, they may drag 2 huge black iron balls with their feet. No matter where they go, these black iron balls will drag their bodies. Even more serious, then the whole body will be wearing armor, helmets, etc., and it is almost impossible to see what the real body looks like. These are super felons. Jia, is this the evil ghost realm? It doesn't look like a big deal. You're right. I'm known as a murderer in the human world. I've slaughtered one country after another. I've never seen anything like this. It's a joke to think that something like this can scare me. It's just a hell of an evil ghost realm. It's a completely unearned reputation. I thought it was something special, but I didn't expect it to be such a boring place. The evil ghosts who were escorted here exuded an unruly and unscrupulous aura. They did not pay attention to the evil ghosts at all, and did not have the fear of ordinary people. This is a matter of course. After all, they are all when they were in the human world. All of them were evil demons with heinous crimes. They killed many people, had countless blood on their hands, and had gone through many demonic methods. Basically, they were the spokespersons of evil ghosts, and the methods they used, it is the means of hell. In this way, ordinary torture cannot do anything to them, and they will not be frightened by the mere means of hell. Instead, they all remain indifferent and laugh at them. Therefore, even if they are escorted to the evil ghost realm, they still don't take evil ghosts seriously. Interesting, it seems that the evil ghost path has sent a group of good evil spirits this time. At least they have more backbone than the last batch of evil ghosts. The last batch of evil ghosts only used methods such as frying, burning, cutting, dismembering, and other methods to scare them to death. It was really boring. Is not that right? It seems that these evil ghosts are very tough and have enough fun. Who made us so unlucky that we were sent to be jailers in a place like the Hell Realm where no one can shit? Fortunately, we only need to guard it for 1,000,000 years before we can return to the Hell Realm and survive this period. In fact, it is beneficial to come to the Evil Ghost Realm to be a jailer. If you save an evil ghost, you can gain endless merits from hell, your strength will increase by leaps and bounds, and you may be able to be promoted, break away from the position of jailer, and go to the world of ghosts to catch ghosts. How can it be so simple? The evil ghosts who can come to the Evil Ghost Realm are all sinful and unruly. How difficult it is to make them realize themselves and wash away their sins. Indeed, after so many years, there are only a handful of evil ghosts who can really cleanse themselves of their sins. In short, these are a group of hopeless evil people, born evil people. Even the Buddha cannot convert them. At this moment, a group of hell guards wearing official uniforms were staring at these evil ghosts and chatting nearby. They were holding spears, swords, shackles, etc., all of them exuding divine power and holding some of the power of hell. All credit goes to the original author. If you're the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 743. Are you the jailers of the Evil Ghost Realm? It looks like a human being. At this time, an evil ghost discovered these jailers of the Evil Ghost Realm and immediately cursed, extremely arrogantly. Do you know who I am? When I was in the fairy world, I was a famous, extremely evil demon, and my methods were all over the world. You'd better be wiser and let me go immediately. Otherwise, when I escape from the Evil Ghost Realm, none of you will be able to eat, and I will make you try what it means to be worse than death. Do you understand? It glared angrily at these evil ghost jailers. Even if it was caught, it still did not change the hostility deep in its heart. It was fierce and cruel and threatened when it opened its mouth. Extreme Demon Lord? Hearing these words, one of the jailers held a roster in his hand and said expressionlessly, "Looking at your origins, you are indeed a famous demon in the fairy world. You have destroyed 373 planets and killed countless people. Life loves to use all kinds of torture to torture enemies, especially women. His nerves are also extremely strong, and he is not afraid of torture at all. This is probably what you rely on for your arrogance. In this case, you will be punished by becoming a woman, bleeding once a day, giving birth to a child once, and experiencing the pain of being a woman until you feel a little repentant." What? When the Demon Lord heard this, his expression suddenly changed. But before he could figure it out, a divine light suddenly struck down. Immediately, the form of the Demon Lord changed dramatically. It actually emerged from the form of a young man has directly transformed into a middle-aged woman, changing from the inside out. "No way. What did you do to me?" The Supreme Demon Lord screamed, but it was like a woman's scream. When he was alive, he liked to torture women the most, and he liked to torture the weak the most. It does not mean that he wants to become weak. But the incredible power of hell is to change. He took the form of his soul and forcibly turned him into a woman. At this moment, he felt that blood was constantly flowing out from deep inside his body, leaving him in a weak state all the time. This fear of constant bleeding made him shudder. Even his belly was expanding at a speed visible to the naked eye, as if his belly was giving birth to life. The child in his belly seemed to be about to burst out, kicking and rolling inside. Ah! In an instant, the Extreme Demon Lord fell to the ground and screamed in pain, because the pain of giving birth is comparable to the most cruel torture in the world, and the pain is extremely severe. But ordinary women just try the pain for a period of time. However, the Extreme Demon Lord feels this kind of pain all the time, day after day, every day. Such pain cannot be described in words. Stop now, change me back, dog officer, change me back." The Supreme Demon Lord screamed and moaned repeatedly, with a ferocious face. But the hell jailer next to him ignored him and directly dragged the Supreme Demon Lord away. When many evil ghosts saw this scene, their expressions changed greatly. When they were in the world, they were all demons and very cruel. They have never seen any torture. But torture, like hell, is unheard of. The torture in hell is not as simple as torture, but execution aimed at the deepest fears in their hearts. If this is the case, even the most ferocious demons will not be able to withstand such a hellish punishment. Venerable Xianming, you were a villain when you were alive. You loved to stir up trouble, were glib, and were murderous. You have killed countless people and your methods were ruthless. Then I will punish you by having your tongue pulled out once a day, and then resume in the early morning of the next day, and it will start again and again. An evil ghost prisoner pointed at the second evil ghost and said, "What? Stop, stop, stop now, you bunch of dog officials, using chicken feathers as arrows, dare to pull out my tongue. How can you dogs treat me like this?" The evil ghost Venerable Xianming screamed, terrified and trembling all over. But it was of no use. Several evil ghost guards came forward, immediately dragged Venerable Xianming away, and directly used tools to remove his tongue. Pulled it out. I saw a tongue that was immediately pulled out by the pliers of the evil ghost prisoner. It was pulled out little by little, almost reaching the limit of the tongue, dripping with blood. You know, the tongue itself is the softest in the human body. It is one of those places where even if the teeth bump against each other, it will hurt for a long time. Pulling it out bit by bit now is simply the greatest torture in the world. Even if the tongue is pulled out today, it will grow back the next day, and it will be accepted again and again. The punishment of pulling out the tongue. Demon Lord Wusan, you are quite a character. You are not afraid of torture or any torture. You are good at using poison. I don't know how many lives have been killed by poison. It is a pity that you have done many evil things and were surrounded and killed. A hell jailer said, pointing at the third evil ghost. Just tell me what kind of torture you plan to use on me. If I frown, I will believe you. The evil ghost Wusan Demon Lord is very disdainful and is not afraid of any torture at all. Torture is useless to you. You are not afraid of any torture, so I will punish you to go to the lonely hell, which is a chaotic and empty space. The hell jailer said solemnly, that place is no up, down, left, right, east, west, north, or west. It is a dark and void place. You can't even hear your own voice, and you can't see anything. It's an absolutely dark space. At the same time, the time there will be extremely long. 100 million years have passed inside, and only 1 second has passed outside. Just go and stay there and see how long you can last. What? Demon Lord Wu San's face suddenly turned green. He is not afraid of torture, but he is most afraid of silence. Because even the Chaos Demon God is most afraid of the silence of chaos. There are no people, no sound, no color. Even it doesn't even know whether it exists, and it doesn't even feel the passage of time. Maybe it can stay like this for 100 million years, 200 million years, but it can stay like this for 10 billion years, 100 billion years, or a trillion years. Space, it will definitely go crazy and cannot even maintain its own consciousness. You bastard, I won't go. I won't go to that kind of hellish place. Let me go immediately. The Wusan Demon Lord roared and struggled desperately. Unfortunately, it was of no use at all. It was immediately grabbed by a jailer and pulled out without any resistance. Stupid evil ghost. Entering hell. The biggest fear in his heart has long been exposed. Trying to resist the torture of hell is simply a fool's dream. Hell has plenty of means to deal with you evil ghosts. Guess how long this Wusan Demon Lord can stay? 1 day. Maybe he will go completely crazy in 1 day. Can 1 day? The tough guy was more arrogant than him last time, and he went crazy after a while. Many evil ghost realm jailers shook their heads with indifferent expressions. They had seen countless similar evil ghosts before. Arrogant? No matter how arrogant they cannot be arrogant in the evil ghost realm. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 744. You are sent to the Tooth Extraction Hell, where 36 teeth are extracted every day, and you suffer the pain of tooth extraction over and over again. This evil spirit was sent to the ice hell, where his body was punished by the freezing wind and the ice sword. And this kid was sent to the molten hell, tortured by the molten metal, and burned to death. All these evil ghosts were sent to Abi Hell to suffer the pain of being steamed and smelted. The jailers of the evil ghost realms spoke one by one. They sent all these evil ghosts to various punishment places in the evil ghost realm, and punished these evil ghosts according to the places they feared most deep in their hearts, making these evil ghosts suffer a lot. They did what they did during their lifetimes. How much evil you have done, how much suffering you will have to suffer in hell. No, no, no. Don't catch me. Don't catch me. I was wrong. I was really wrong. I will never do evil again. Please spare us this time. Please give us a chance to be reborn. If there is another chance, we will choose to be a good person. Spare us. Spare our lives. Evil ghosts were constantly kneeling on the ground, wailing in pain, begging for mercy, and extremely frightened. They were really completely scared at this moment and were no longer as arrogant and domineering as before. After trying the torture of hell, they realized that what is done in the underworld is just child's play. The evil ghost world is the ancestor of real punishment. Even these devils who have done many evil things, they were tortured to the point of collapse in just one day. And this is not a day of torture. 2 days is so simple, but it is torture for hundreds of millions of years, repeated over and over again, until all the sins and karma on them are exhausted. If there is no repentance and complete enlightenment, the punishment will never stop. It seems you still don't understand. Hearing these words, a hell jailer shook his head with pity. The so-called repentance does not depend on what you say, but on what you do and what you think in your heart. Real repentance is not superficial like this. Put down the butcher knife and become a Buddha immediately. This is a famous saying of Buddhism. However, when you put down the butcher knife in your hands, the butcher knife deep in your heart did not notice it. Once there is an opportunity to touch the evil thoughts in your heart, you will still pick up the butcher knife on the ground. I have seen many evil ghosts like you, and all of them are just talking. Some of them are really repentant, and some of them really feel that they are wrong. They will be punished for hundreds of millions of years first. This is your retribution. Justice between heaven and earth.
Crash.
The next second, all these evil ghosts were dragged down, and each one was punished by the evil ghost realm. They cursed and cursed crazily, but they had no choice but to be punished obediently. Because in the evil ghost realm, they have no power to fight back, and their power has been completely sealed. Next, the Green Wing God King. A hell jailer's pupils shrank. Interesting, our evil ghost realm has not welcomed such a big man for a long time. He is actually a god king, and he is also full of evil. Swish, swish, swish. In an instant, many evil ghost guards looked over, and immediately saw an evil ghost with blue wings on his back, a bird's beak, and a body filled with terrible power. The opponent was a god king when he was alive. Even if he is dead, he still contains divine power. This is the soul of a god. Just standing in this place can crush countless lives. To be honest, there are actually very few evil spirits like gods, let alone gods.
King.
After all, there are no big wars in the god realm now. There are only some conflicts occasionally. The number of deaths caused is actually not very many. Most of the gods are immortal. So when a god king falls and the other party is still guilty of heinous sins, even for the evil ghost realm, it is a big event, which is equivalent to the arrival of a heavyweight evil ghost in the evil ghost realm. I like to swallow blood, so I personally captured countless low-level beings and raised them in my kingdom of God. Every day, these lives were like animals, being devoured by me, just like devouring nectar. I didn't expect this. Instead, it became my sin, containing endless karma. The Chingy God King's eyes showed a fierce light. I died because I entered a secret world of the gods and encountered the unspeakable dangers inside. To be honest, you low-level jailers I didn't look down on when I was alive, yet you want to judge and torture me, the Green-Winged God King. It stared at this group of evil ghosts and jailers, and its body was filled with terrible evil aura, which was completely different from any previous evil ghosts. Chingy God King, if you were still alive, we might be very afraid of you. Unfortunately, if you died and turned into an evil ghost, then you would be a prisoner, and no one can save you. A captain of the evil ghost prisoner said. Of course, your level is too high. Ordinary evil ghost punishments may not be able to deal with you, nor can they make you suffer eternal pain. It seems that they can only send you to the 36th level of hell. It made a decision and sent the Green Wing God King to the 36th level of hell. What? As soon as these words came out, the faces of many evil ghost prison guards changed. They naturally knew how terrifying the 36th level of hell was. I don't know how many times more terrifying than the evil ghost, Shura, and hell. The world below the 19th level of hell is the real world of hell. It is a place that even the gods are extremely afraid of, and there is a statue in it. Big figures who respect taboos. Even they, the jailers of evil ghosts, have never been close to such a taboo place. They only know one thing. Once they enter the hell below the 19th level, no evil ghosts or gods can come out. This is truly a place of eternal hell. Are you going to knock me down to the 36th level of hell? How come you have such courage? Hearing this, the Chingy God King's expression changed. As a God King, he naturally knew how terrifying the hell under the 19 levels was. These places are known as the real places where gods are imprisoned. Even if the God Emperor enters, it is impossible to escape from these places. It is said that in the world below the 36th floor of hell, there are terrifying creatures that surpass the God Emperor. It is a taboo-like existence, a terrifying creature captured by the Lord of Chaos City from outside the territory. A living being. If it is imprisoned in the 36th level of hell, then it really cannot survive, but cannot survive. To open the passage to the 36th floor of hell, we evil ghost prison guards are unable to do it. It seems that we can only contact the three-headed devil dog. We hope not to disturb the three-headed devil dog's sleep. At this time, the evil ghost prison guard captain took out a hell talisman from his body. His face was cautious, and it immediately started to burn.
Boom.
In an instant, the hell talisman instantly turned into a black light and disappeared into the depths of the void.
Boom.
The next second, the entire evil ghost path shook, and the void trembled and cracked, as if an unimaginable figure stepped from the void. Suddenly, a terrifying chaos demon god descended, making countless evil ghosts tremble. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 745. At this moment, a chaotic demon dog appeared in front of many evil spirits. It had 3 heads, which seemed to represent the past, present, and future. It stared directly at the many evil ghosts, and its body was filled with the terrifying aura of the Chaos Demon God. No evil ghost dared to take a breath for fear of being swallowed by the opponent. Even the green-winged God King, who was so arrogant just now, didn't dare to take a breath. Because it is the supreme demon god guarding the gate of hell, the three-headed demon dog. It is also one of the strongest gods in hell, and its strength has reached the level of a god emperor. Even in the Six Paths universe, it is a supreme existence that absolutely stands at the pinnacle. What happened? Why disturb my sleep? The three-headed devil dog said. Lord Three-Headed Demon Dog, we have a God King level evil ghost here. The evil ghost path cannot imprison it, so you need to personally take action to send it to the 36th level of hell. The evil ghost prison guard captain said in a deep voice. A God King level evil ghost? It's interesting. Indeed, ordinary evil ghosts can imprison it, so just send it to the 36th level of hell as you wish. The three-headed demon dog nodded. I didn't know when a fan appeared in its hand, and it gently fanned towards the green-winged God King.
Boom.
The next second, the green-winged God King disappeared in an instant, and the void it split open, and it was immediately sent directly into the 36th level of hell, completely disappearing into the evil ghost realm. Okay, if you need anything else, call me. I'm going to rest first. The three-headed demon dog yawned, took a slight step, and disappeared into the evil ghost path in an instant. Call. At this time, many evil ghost jailers breathed a sigh of relief. Even if they were evil ghost jailers, facing a chaotic demon god like the three-headed demon dog, they still did not dare to speak out. After all, the three-headed demon dogs are famous for their ferocious reputation in hell. The other party is an ancient existence that has guarded the gate of hell for countless epochs. It has been guarding the gate of hell since its birth until now. It is conceivable that the other party is terrifying, and it is definitely not them. These minions can be provoked. Okay, let's get back to work. The captain of the evil ghost prison guard waved his hand and said to the remaining evil ghost prison guards, "Yes." Many jailers of the evil ghost realm nodded. They quickly recovered and continued to judge the evil ghosts sent from the place of reincarnation and maintain the order of the evil ghost realm. The 36th level of Hellworld.
Whoosh.
In an instant, the green winged god king suddenly appeared in this Hellworld, and it immediately felt the extremely terrifying cold atmosphere permeating this Hellworld. And the special origin law of hell. Is this the legendary 36th level of hell? The green winged god king looked around vigilantly and found that it was surrounded by a deserted area. It was uninhabited and stretched as far as the eye could see. It was like being in a wilderness. There were no plants, no animals, no living things, only stones and sand. This seems to be a post-apocalyptic world, extremely desolate. It doesn't seem to be anything special. Could it be that his reputation is in vain? After observing for a while, the green winged god king found that there was no special danger in the 36th level of hell, and there were no jailers to torture him. It was just a desolate world. If that was all, how could it be here? Plan a place and wait till the end of time. Wait, what's going on? Why is my belly, my soul, my body so hungry? In an instant, the green winged god king's face changed. He felt that his evil ghost body had undergone earth-shaking changes, and suddenly felt an unprecedented hunger, so hungry that his chest pressed against his back. You must know that since becoming a god, it no longer knows what hunger feels like. Even if it just swallows the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, it can live forever. But after entering the 36th level of hell, it feels extremely hungry, as if its body and soul are his demanding food. If he doesn't eat anything, he will starve to death completely. This feeling of hunger is almost driving him crazy. At this moment, the Chingy God King is simply a refugee who has been hungry for who knows how many days. Hungry, so hungry, so hungry, I want to eat, I want to drink water. The green winged god king roared. His face was ferocious, his eyes were red, but the surroundings were extremely desolate. There was no food, not even water. There was only sand, dirt, and stones. Knock, knock, knock. In an instant, the green winged god king couldn't care about anything else. It was so hungry that it almost lost its mind and just gnawed at the dirt and gravel on the ground. But this has no effect at all. Even if you eat a bunch of rocks and sand, you won't be able to fill your stomach. Food, food, give me food. The green winged god king went completely crazy, roaring everywhere, like a human zombie, frantically looking for food around. But 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 10 days passed. It was still the only evil ghost around. There is nothing but desolation. The sky is filled with yellow sand, whistling. It seems that I am the only one between heaven and earth. With a thud, the green winged god king can't stand it anymore. It is so hungry that only skin and bones are left. There was only a piece of skin wrapped around the bones, which looked extremely terrifying. It fell to the ground, extremely weak, unable to even move a step, and even taking a breath was a waste of energy. It had never been so hungry in its life. No, it wanted to eat so much. But its eyes widened and its mouth was filled with mud, trying to fill its stomach with mud. Unfortunately, it was of no use. With a snap, it starved to death here. But it was only an hour. With a whoosh, the green winged god king was resurrected again. Because it was already dead and was an evil ghost, it was an immortal existence in hell. Even if it starved to death once, it could be resurrected soon. No, no, no. Damn it, really damn it. What the hell is this place? Why am I not dead yet? The green-winged god king screamed, extremely frightened, because it can still clearly feel the pain when it starved to death just now, and its soul still retains the memory of being starved to death. The whole body twitched, and the chest pressed against the back, as if every cell is eager to devour itself and survive. It definitely doesn't want to experience the feeling of being starved to death again. To be honest, if it just starves to death, maybe it's a good thing. But it happens to be an immortal existence can be resurrected once after starving to death once, and then it repeats itself in this place. Starving to death, resurrecting, starving to death again, resurrecting again. Such torture repeats so repeatedly, this is simply purgatory. I can't live, I can't die.
Boom.
In an instant, a chaotic voice seemed to sound from the depths of the sea of consciousness of the green-winged god king. The 36th level of hell, the Hunger Hell. Welcome you to the Hunger Hell. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 746. At this moment, deep in the origin of chaos, it seems that the evil ghost path is also doing well. Furukawa touched his chin and felt that the entire evil ghost realm has become a place of punishment. Countless evil ghosts with serious sins have been sent to this place and used various punishments. Basically, it is difficult for all evil ghosts to escape the evil spirit. The ghost realm is equivalent to a prison for evil spirits. Unless they are cleansed of their sins and reformed, they cannot be reincarnated and start a new life. However, because of this, the evil ghost realm is filled with terrible karma, and the power of sin is a place of filth. Even if a god enters the evil ghost realm, he will probably be corroded by karma and is extremely dangerous. Of course, compared with the world below the 19th level of hell, the evil ghost realm is nothing. In fact, the hells below the 19th level can be regarded as real hells. These hell worlds house the heavy-duty criminals of evil spirits and are equivalent to a divine prison. Especially after Furukawa took all the evil spirits into hell, these hell worlds, the evil spirits have completely become the evil ghosts of hell, and their original power has been swallowed up and absorbed by the origin of hell and taken as their own. The true spirits of these evil spirits have naturally been swallowed up by the origin of hell. Because of this, many evil spirits have been swallowed up by the origin of hell. Turned into a part of hell, they were imprisoned in the world below the 19th level of hell. At this moment, tens of millions of evil beings are wandering in the world below the 19th level of hell. If Furukawa is willing, he can completely control these Tao evil as soldiers conquer other universes or the masters of other universes. This is a group of extremely powerful combat forces. At this moment, Furukawa's heart moved. He sensed that the deepest part of the 6 paths of reincarnation, where the reincarnation is, was conveyed by a vast and huge will, as if a soul breath was born at this moment. Is this the will of the 6 paths of reincarnation? In an instant, Furukawa knew at once that this was the original will from the 6 paths of reincarnation. After countless eras of accumulation and the cultivation of the power of faith of countless living beings, the 6 paths of reincarnation, the supreme secret treasure of the universe, finally gave birth to his own the weapon spirit. Even though the power and will of the weapon spirit are very weak now, it is a qualitative change and a zero breakthrough. The meaning of this is naturally extraordinary.
Boom.
Furukawa grabbed it with his big hand and penetrated it instantly. He entered the deepest part of the 6 paths of reincarnation and grabbed a huge golden ball of light from it. It was wrapped with the endless breath of reincarnation and engraved with dense runes of the 6 paths of reincarnation. If you look carefully, you will be surprised to find this golden ball. Deep inside the ball of light, the true names of countless sentient beings are integrated, and all true spirits are here. In other words, Mastering this ball of reincarnation is equivalent to mastering the entire chaotic universe and the lives of endless beings. Lord, Master. At this moment, the voice of 6 paths of reincarnation came out and penetrated into the depths of Furukawa's sea of consciousness. It sounded very weak, like a baby. This is because its intelligence has just been born not long ago, and it only knows some simple thinking abilities. What do you need? Furukawa knew that the will of the 6 paths of reincarnation contacted him, not just to talk to him, but to help him. Just like a baby starts crying as soon as he is born, it is not that he wants to cry, but crying can make adults notice him, thus helping to raise oneself, which is the instinct of life. Crying is a signal for help. Now the will of the 6 reincarnations begins to speak, the same reason. Energy, a lot of original energy. The 6 paths of reincarnation expressed its meaning intermittently. It said that it had just been born not long ago, and if it wanted to grow completely, it would need extremely huge source energy. The magnitude of these source energies is not just as simple as tens of millions of Taoist demons, but an astronomical amount of money that even the Lord of the universe is amazed by. Just like a baby needs and water to grow, the growth of the 6 paths universe also requires huge source energy, origin energy. Original energy? Hearing this, Furukawa frowned immediately. To be honest, he couldn't find such a huge amount of origin energy to promote the growth of 6 paths of reincarnation. Even if he went to the origin continent and wanted to get the energy to completely grow 6 paths of reincarnation, it would be impossible. Impossible? This is not just a matter of several epochs. I am afraid that even the time of several universe reincarnations may not be enough. Universe, Supreme Universe, capture? The sound of the 6 paths of reincarnation came out again. What? Can you capture the Supreme Universe? Furukawa's eyes revealed a terrifying light. The meaning of the 6 paths of reincarnation has been expressed very clearly. It has evolved an ability that can capture the universe and devour the original energy of the universe. This is the special prey of the 6 paths of reincarnation. Ability. You must know that even an elementary universe contains extremely huge source energy, not to mention the source energy contained in the Supreme Universe, which is something that even the title of Lord of the Universe covets. At the same time, the area of the cosmic sea is vast and boundless. I don't know how many universes have been born, among which there are many Supreme Universes and chaotic universes. If you can capture a large number of Supreme Universes, or even swallow them all, then the original energy obtained, definitely enough for the 6 paths of samsara to fully grow, actually has such power? Furukawa touched his chin. To be honest, he didn't expect that the 6 paths of reincarnation would have the power to capture the Supreme Universe. You must know that the universe's barriers and creatures from outside the universe cannot easily enter the universe unless the creatures from outside the universe have the ability to break the barriers of the universe. The ability. But the more powerful the universe, the stronger the barrier of the universe. Just like the chaotic universe, the tyranny of the gate of eternal life makes even the Lord of the universe with the pinnacle title of Nar helpless. Only the 3 pinnacle titles of the universe Lord only by joining forces with the Lord can we break the door to eternal life. The same is true for the Supreme Universe. Although it is weaker than the Chaos Universe, it is not so easy to break. Even the Lord of the Universe, who is titled as the Nar, will take a long time to break through. At the same time, if it is forcibly broken through in this way, a large amount of the original energy of the Supreme Universe will be wasted. I am afraid that not even 1% of the original energy that can be swallowed by the Nar, the Master of the Universe, will be left. But the 6 paths universe is different. It evolves with a perfect predatory ability. He can sneak into other Supreme Universes without any damage and even silently prey on the entire Supreme Universe, swallowing the original energy of the Supreme Universe and integrating the other party into his own chaotic universe. If this ability is spread out, which will definitely make countless titled universe masters crazy about it. The universe is also divided into levels, including the elementary universe, the intermediate universe, the advanced universe, the supreme universe, and the chaotic universe. It seems that the universe we are in is top-notch even in the universe C, and is not weaker than humans. The gods are very satisfied, because they are such proud gods. If they find that they are the weakest existence in the vast sea of universe, it is simply an unacceptable fact. But now it seems that even in the vast sea and the cosmic sea, their strength is still ranked high. At least they are not the kind of ants that are killed at will. Thinking of this, they all feel at ease, feeling that they may not be unable to swim in the cosmic sea. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. The Primitive Ancient Snake. Chapter 750. Is what we have to do is to seize the supreme universe. A god emperor was concerned about the content of the task, and his eyes showed a glint. I see. No wonder after we were promoted to the realm of god emperor, we found it difficult to make progress. No matter how we practiced, we could not break through the last step. It turns out that we need to seize the universe. Only by integrating yourself into the Great Road can you take the final step. It suddenly realized and understood the Divine Emperor's way of breakthrough. Opportunity. It is indeed a supreme opportunity. I knew that this 6 Paths contest for God was not trivial, but I did not expect that it would be a supreme opportunity to help the God Emperor break through to the realm of the Lord of the Universe. A God Emperor was so excited that he couldn't be more excited. Originally, when it was promoted to the realm of God Emperor, it thought that the road was almost at the end. No matter how hard it tried, it would be difficult to break through. But now it seems that it is just the first step in a long journey of thousands of miles. In fact, when it saw the scene of Furukawa fighting with the 3 extraterrestrial creatures, it knew that even the God Emperor was still like an ant in front of such a monster and was not worth mentioning. I am afraid that it can only be promoted to the realm of the Lord of the Universe. Can barely match the opponent. No, maybe it's not that simple. After all, a great magical power like the Lord of Chaos City can easily provide so many opportunities to break through to the Lord of the Universe. I am afraid that the strength of the Lord of the City has long surpassed that of the ordinary universe. The Lord has reached an unimaginable level. He is estimated to be the absolute overlord even in the vast sea of universe. As expected of the Lord of the City, he is too powerful. In order to fight for the gods of the 6 realms, he actually captured 360 supreme universes directly in the Sea of Universes. You must know that this is the supreme universe, one universe. It means arresting them. Many gods simply admire Furukawa. To be honest, the universe is the universe. It is not a vast world at all, and it is not even comparable to the prehistoric world. It is a super world that includes infinite worlds. Even the elementary universe is not a theory of ordinary life. Just arrest them. Not to mention that this is not an elementary universe, but a supreme universe that transcends the advanced universe, second only to the chaotic universe. They cannot imagine the boundless magical power of the Lord of the City, and they have no idea that they have arrived.
To what extent?
One world corresponds to 60 supreme universes, no more than one, and no less than one. Sure enough, it was right for us to come to the human world. This way we can avoid the fierce competition in the heavens, which is equivalent to us having 60 people competing for the quota of the supreme universe. And no one can snatch it away. It's really great. A god who had sneaked into the human world a long time ago was extremely excited, and his whole body was trembling. On the spot, in order to avoid the fierce competition in the heavens, he sealed his own cultivation, sneaked into the human world, and has been waiting for the start of the 6 Paths War for Gods. Now, the 6 Paths War for Gods has finally begun, and it has finally succeeded. After all, there are too many gods in the heavens, hundreds of billions of them. With its strength, if it wants to take the lead among so many gods, it is simply impossible. It's impossible. But it's different when it comes to the human world. The few gods in this world mean that it has huge opportunities. If it can succeed in seizing a supreme universe, I'm afraid it can be promoted to the throne of the universe immediately. The realm of the Lord surpasses the God Emperor and reaches an unimaginable realm. Holy shit, what's going on? Why are there so many old antiques hidden in the human world? The next second, the god's face turned completely green because it sensed the powerful auras erupting from one statue after another in the human world, without concealing the power of its own body. Such auras are not just as simple as tens of thousands, millions. Obviously, it is not the only god that thinks of it. There are too many gods who want to avoid the fierce competition in the heavens and lurk in the human world. After all, it is not the only smart person. There are 360 supreme universes and 360 places for the six-path righteous gods. Once someone succeeds in seizing the body, it means that the battle for gods in this supreme universe is over, and they can obtain a six-path god. A god emperor's eyes showed a glint. It can be said that this is a competition. Whoever can seize the supreme universe at the fastest speed will become the six paths true god. This is a competition of speed. It can sense the urgency of this battle for gods, because all gods are competitors. Whoever can be the first to seize the supreme universe will succeed, then whoever can surpass the god emperor and be promoted to the realm of the Lord of the universe. It can be said that this is a winner-takes-all competition. No, it is not that simple to seize the supreme universe. Seizing a whole world is extremely dangerous. If you are not careful, you may be assimilated by heaven and become a puppet of heaven. The other god emperor shook his head, not to mention that it is the supreme universe. To successfully seize the body, it is many times more difficult than the way of heaven in the world to seize the body. This is not a game where you can win quickly. If you don't play it steadily, you may fail in the competition. It feels that the six paths fighting for gods is not that simple. This is a long-distance running competition. It does not mean whoever runs first will win. It depends on who can persist to the end. In fact, it believes that there are risks in seizing the supreme universe. Yes, it's not that easy to be promoted to the realm of the Lord of the universe. You are right. If one person fights alone, it is almost impossible to successfully seize the supreme universe. Only by forming an alliance, and with the help of the gods, can he succeed. A god emperor saw the mystery behind this six-path god struggle. That is to say, the position of a righteous god is actually the leader of a god faction. If you want to succeed in seizing the supreme universe, then the entire god faction needs full assistance. Let the opponent succeed in seizing the supreme universe. This is the right way to do things. Once the boss of the god faction becomes the master of the universe and becomes the righteous god of the six paths, then all the other gods who assist the boss of the god faction will ascend to heaven and get with huge meritorious deeds. He can obtain the status of other gods. This is how one person achieves enlightenment and ascends to heaven. The power of the gods is always stronger than those who fight alone.
Alliance?
Elect a boss who seizes the supreme universe. The eyes of the gods flickered, and various thoughts emerged deep in their hearts. To be honest, they naturally knew that this was the best way to do it, and to unite the power of everyone and let the strongest god among them succeed in seizing the supreme universe, then other gods can also get many benefits. The problem is that this is an opportunity to be promoted to the Lord of the universe. Which god is willing to give up such a supreme opportunity just to help other gods ascend to the throne? Of course, there are no such gods. They are self-aware and believe that it is impossible to successfully seize the body, so they will naturally settle for the next best thing and choose to assist other powerful gods. All credit goes to the original author. If you are the author and wish for this video to be removed or modified, please reach out at fabelversodio@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this journey through the Fabelverse, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the next chapter. Want to support the storytellers behind the scenes? Check the description for donation links, author credits, and more. Until next time, stay curious and keep listening.